lot of people think you can just turn your brain off with the deck, and then they try to pilot and they realize it's a whole lot harder than it seems. And
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say is go ahead for your turn 2 Smothering Tithe. I kept 2 blue cards in a commandeer. We'll have fun.
What's up, y'all? It is TTC, aka the ThunderConductor, and we are back here for another YouTube video and a TC community stream. I'm really excited for this amazing deck tech. It is with somebody special that I've been knowing for a while now. He is an amazing brewer. He's an amazing pilot. He's all the above, and even an amazing father. So I want to give a humongous, exceptional shout out to my guy, Azzy.
How's everyone doing today?
Man, I'm doing great, brother. How you feeling, man?
Living life. Got all 3 kiddos just having fun with themselves right now. So we got the minute to spare to go through this.
I got it, brother. I got it, man. Well, first, starting off, once again, welcome to the TC community. You've been part of here for a while, but I'm happy to have you on the TC stage. And so I want to give the audience an opportunity to get to know you a little bit. Starting off with, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into cEDH, and then notably how you got onto this amazing brew of Gyruda, Doom of Death? Come on, dude.
So I've been playing Magic since Onslaught, and I've always been a 60 card format person. Always been a fan of combo, going fast, trying to win underneath people.
Yeah.
And as I started playing Commander, power levels just slowly started arising with my local group. Got to the point that we reached cEDH, and I started going to a game store local to the New England area known as King's Court Gaming. Fantastic people out there. Steve runs a fantastic shop and is a great TO. He's actually got a 20K coming up in the end of January that I highly recommend that if people can travel, that they go to it. The first one was a fantastic time, and I know he's going to do a fantastic time this time around. Plus, you get a wrestling belt if you come in first. Like, that's one of the best prizes you can get.
Facts.
But nonetheless, I ended up playing a lot of just miscellaneous decks. I started on Thrasios Tavesh. I want to say about 2 years ago was my first step into cEDH. And then from there, I played some miscellaneous decks. I played some Tameshi for a while. Sisei. I've picked up pretty much almost every deck that's in our format and didn't really find anything that I was vibing with in the meta at all stages. I was usually going back and forth between decks.
Yeah.
But I will shout out Notorious MTG in the Critical League. He had been jamming Gyruda nonstop, and I got to see it do a thing once.
Yeah.
And I instantly fell in love with the deck, and that's what made me decide to bring it to New York to Bake ZD2, where I was able to top 4 with it.
Yeah.
And because of him as well, he was able to get me the proxies in time for Frenzy at the Falls through his new business he started up, Mana Vault Proxies.
Yes.
He's actually got an entire thing where he's got the Hall of Champions, so the top 4 of every big tournament, starting with, I think it was Fishbowl, and then he did Big ZD, and now Frenzy at the Falls. He's got discounted prices for the top 4 decks.
Yes.
So if you don't know what to play, you can just pick those up and go through him. And the quality is fantastic. I use them all the time now. And it's in the United States, so you don't have to worry about long shipping times either.
Good. Shout out to him. You said Mana Vault tokens, correct?
Mana Vault Proxies, and on Discord he's Notorious MTG.
100%. We're going to make sure to get his link so we can link this in the YouTube video, because I got to give him a huge shout out. I love that, brother. Now, well, I love the background, I love the shout out, and I love the collaboration as well. Like as a lot of brewers know, is decks don't usually just start with one player. It's a community of people, or even just 2 people to come together and say like, hey man, this is something really cool. I think there's something here. So I love that you were able to bring that inspiration over from seeing your guy do this with Gyruda, and then be able to take it to a top for yourself. So honestly, like, we got to do a quick Commander overview. You want to read it off, brother, or would you like me to?
Oh, I got it. So Gyruda Doom of Deaths is a 6/6 Demon Kraken, and he says whenever he enters, each player mills 4 cards, put a creature card with an even mana value from among the milled cards, which is important text right there.
Yeah.
Onto the battlefield under your control. So, like, say if someone's got a Dothy Voidwalker or a Rest in Peace on board, Gyruda actually works around it because it's the action of being milled that he cares about, not where they end up being.
Yes. I like that. Okay, cool. All right, so then with that being said, my question is, why Gyruda? Out of all the decks that someone can choose, out of all the, even just in Demir, why should we choose Gyruda after all the other meta busters have been showing up in the meta?
So, with the past performance, especially of Itali, Big Bear, the man that took Steel City on Itali, is a local player to me. I see him at least once a month at local tournaments. The Itali pressure has just been so strong. I was wondering, like, what else would work with that instance, and it's been on my mind for a while, but nothing seemed to be like, oh, cast win the game, until I saw Notorious do it in a crit league, and I go, huh, there's a lot of even CMC clones, aren't there? And I looked into it, and there's a lot of even CMC clones.
Yeah.
And at each set, we seem to be getting at least one card that works in this deck. Like, Final Fantasy actually gave us one of the cards that is a potential end gamer for this deck, as well as it lets you continue the combo, which we'll see later on when we actually go through the deck itself.
100%.
So being able to get out a Gyruda as fast as turn 1 was a huge pull for me, as well as the fact that in Demir colors you're able to play those mid to late game scenarios. You're able to sit there and just clone other people's commanders. Like, oh, you've got a value engine in the command zone. I have a value engine in my 99 now. Thank you.
Yeah. I dig it.
So being able to play the Itali game plan and still have a backup is definitely a benefit and a reason to play the deck. And I think it comes to a point of the mulligans and play style that actually choose whether or not the deck is going to perform or not perform.
100%. I love all that, especially the part where you talk about being able to have that explosive, like, turn 1 to 2 Itali game plan of, like, I just need mana to win the game, but at the same time saying, well, if I don't do that, I still have a game plan, because I know a lot of Itali pilots and other, like, all gas no breaks decks have that flaw of, like, hey, I can win on turn 1 to 3 pretty consistently, but past that turn my deck is in the water. And from what we've talked about in separate conversations, you've told me that that's not the case with this commander at all. And I really do love that you've created this brew that can be lethal from, as I say, from turn 2 all the way to turn 12. Even though if a game of cEDH is going to turn 12, we having a different conversation then. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. If we're on turn 12, there better be a Draenith, a Dothy on board, and a Root Maze. Like, there's no reason we should be getting that far at this point. Even though we're definitely pointing towards more of a mid-range meta, I'm not seeing Stax pieces yet.
100%, yes. And actually, speaking on that, I want to talk about deck archetype. But before we do, I have to first give a humongous shout out to the TC Community Discord. We're able to do these amazing, awesome events in the TC Discord because of our amazing Vanguard team, as well as myself, bring this all together. If you're on YouTube watching this and looking for a community to join in order to jam games, meet with other like-minded amazing brewers, or be able to participate in these amazing events like our weekly Saturday TC Community Day, or our weekly Sunday gameplay nights, or our monthly Deck Doctors event, make sure to check the link out in the bio to join the TC community in the Discord below. With that being said, I gotta ask, brother, is this a turbo deck? Is this a mid-range deck? Is it I know it's not a Stax deck. Is it a control deck? Like, how do we define this, bro?
So at the end of the day, the deck can be defined as a turbo deck. From past experiences with lower mulligans, I've been able to still win on turn 3. So the explosive potential of the deck is through the roof, and I think it's more or less when you're playing a control-y game plan. I would definitely say turbo control would be the correct way to phrase it, because you can sit there and go to turn 12, like you said. But I mean, if I'm looking at a hand and it says turn 1 Gyruda, like, try and stop me with a Daze backup, I'm gonna do it.
Not the Daze backup too. What they know about Daze, brother? They don't. No. Don't tell them while I tech now. Don't tell them. I'm
I'm
messing
not
with you.
saying I tried to jam a C1 Gyruda and been stopped by a main bait trap and I've had the days, but it might have happened. All right, that's all I'm gonna say.
No, 100%. We need to get more players on days, but that's neither here nor there.
If you want to go fast, I think Days is underrated. It should be in every Turbo Blue deck. I think Rog size on the right game plan. That's
100%.
that's it.
I resonate and agree 100%, brother. But I do like that. I have to say, I like the way you defined it, as in like turbo control game plan. That's really like, hey, I can go fast, but if I need to go slow, I ain't at the game either way. But with that said, like, so we have this turbo game plan. Like, what is the strategy or game plan that we're looking to use from the mulligan to the winning turn?
This has been because one of my buddies is currently trying to transition to Gyruda, and this is probably one of the harder aspects to explain to someone. Seeing a turn 1, turn 2 Gyruda is usually a good thing. Like that's your window, is that turn 2 when people are still setting up, but you got to feel out that interaction. So if you can read the people at the table and you can understand that there's nothing, or you can not point fingers and say this person's definitely scarier than me, you got to sort of like win out of nowhere necessarily.
Right.
Is how I want to phrase it. You've got to be able to explode but not overdo it. The way I've come about going with this process and not blowing myself out of tournaments is you never protect the Gyruda. You put it out there, it gets stopped, and early when your turn 1, turn 2 gets stopped. All right, that's fine. I'll walk away from it. I'm gonna hold on to this Pact of Negation. I'm gonna hold on to this Force of Will or Flusterstorm, and we're gonna keep playing this game. You're gonna draw into clones. You're gonna copy someone's value piece. You're gonna keep going, and you'll find that window at one point or another. There's no reason to need to force the jam as long as you have a way to recoup it. Now, say you're on a mulligan to 3, which has happened. If you can stick the Gyruda, you protect that Gyruda because you're not coming back from that game. Notably, in my list, I'm not on Ristic Study. So it's one of those things where I don't have the same value engines other decks have to recruit from an early push. I might still be on Mystic Remora, but that's not my game plan. I don't want to draw all the clones in my deck. I need them in my library to win the game.
Yeah, 100%.
My game plan is to cast Gyruda and win with that cast. Now, am I going to fizzle every now and then? Of course. It happens all the time, but that's why you draw another clone on your next turn and you push again. You're just able to keep presenting pushes on each turn if Gyruda is still alive. 100%. So from there, you're able to keep going.
Got you. I understand. I received that. I understand it now. My thing is, for the newer players who may not have that additional sense, for that cEDH sense of like being able to feel the interaction, you know, like as you get it, like you play the game enough, you can just tell, you can look at a person's face and like, you got a little bit of something, it's not worth for me to like fight through it. And sometimes it may not be on a mode of 3, it may be like a mode of 5 or 6. They got the turn 1 Gyruda, they got a Pact in their hand, or maybe they got a Force of Will in their hand. But like, what advice can you give to that player to know when to hold it versus when to show it and to keep pushing?
So my favorite phrase when sitting at the table and I've got the turn 1 or turn 2 Gyruda but nothing to back it up is I'll start with the conversation of, guys, I'll stop. Like, as soon as I hit a target that I can stop at, I will stop. Which isn't a lot. I will stop going through the clones and I'll grab your Tatar, I'll grab your Talion, I'll grab your Voice of Victory. Like, I don't have to target my creature every time. I will gladly take your creatures. I want all the good cards, and I want to play every deck at once. And I think this deck is perfect for that. 100%. And then of course, if someone's like very hasty and I don't get to hold that conversation and there's no politicking before they say what they have, if someone shows me a Force of Will, I go, hey, I'll just take it back. Like, I don't have to do this right now. Like, we don't have to do this. I don't have interaction. I have to crack an LED for this.
Right, 100%.
So you show me if I'll straight up say, does anyone have interaction for this? There's like, do you got something to blow me out of the water here? Because
100%.
if you got something to blow me out of the water, I'm not pushing. I wanna just chill. I wanna have a cool, fun game. I wanna be in a collective of people
Yeah.
having a nice gathering.
Brother said, I'm trying to enjoy the magic and the gathering. No, I resonate with that a lot, brother. And I really do like the way you framed it as in it's a question statement where I like how you framed it as in like, hey, if you have a way to blow me out, you just show me to me, I'm gonna stop right here. And you know what, my dark ritual, I got 3 black mana floating. Oh well, if God forbid if you already cast the dark ritual. But if you didn't, at the end of the day, it's just your commander. And I love your alternative, like, hey, we all run 2 mana creatures, whether it be Voice of Victory, Taru, Lothal Corrupt Sheriff, Talion, in case you still see that in the meta here and there. There's so many alternatives. I don't have to hit the clone, meaning it turns from something that is nearly deterministic to it's just turned into like I get a value flip, a 1 creature Itali value flip at that. So I really like that. Oh, go ahead, brother.
So if you also pay attention to the way that it's actually phrased, I state like I'll stop when I can. So if that means if I hit a Hoarding Broodlord before you hit a creature, like I'm stopping. I'm not going against my word. I'm phrasing it properly so that way I can still try to win the game. It's one of those sly phrasing that people don't quite pay attention to, because at the end of the day, I am also still playing non-clones.
100%. Kind of like that thing. I hear what you're saying. So because of your choice of wording, you can phrase it as in, hey, I'll stop when I can. I don't have to hit a clone, but at that same stopping, because you don't lock yourself to hitting the exact creature, you can still hit all your non-clones on the list. Because I believe Hoarding Broodlord, we'll get to this in a sec, not to spoil it for anybody, but that translates straight into the rim, pretty sure. If that just translates straight into a win in certain situations, I'm guessing.
In certain situations, I'm not running like the burnt offering and stuff like that, or sacrifice. I'm sorry, which we'll clearly get into. I run it more as like a value, like let's just continue the chain. But there's also a conversation that comes with the Hoarding Broodlord at a table during late states where it's like, it's not winning me the game, but like I can stop someone else's win.
100%.
Or so on and so forth. And it's also depending on what board states are, what I actually grab.
100%. So, yeah. No, I love that. I love that. And to the audience, they say, well, what do we do in those situations? Get better lawyers. You got to get better lawyers. You got to tighten up in your politics. If you get afraid, like for the audience, if you say, hey, I'll stop when I can, then you got to flip it back and say, hey, bro, does that mean you're going to take a Hoarding rule or whatever? Not, it's the push and pull of get better lawyers, brother. So no, definitely keep an eye out. There's some amazing opportunities here to get got, but also to make very fair deals where you don't just blow all your interaction and then give the next turn to the Itali, Rog, or Rao, other turbo deck that may be at the pod. But yeah, with that being said, I'm hearing a lot of good and mal things. So then talk to me, like, what are the strengths and weaknesses for this build altogether?
So we're gonna talk about the glaring weakness, which is Underworld Breach. The glaring weakness, the thing that, because at the end of the day, percentiles are percentiles. You're gonna whiff if you don't get the right cards at the right time.
Understood.
So if I'm turn 1 Gyruda, I'll sit there, and I actually think this was in a game with you where I could have opted to not pick up a clone but pick something else and not keep flipping. Is I was sitting in a pod with 2 breach decks. I don't want to keep feeding breach if I don't have to. If I'm not deterministic at one point or another, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna keep asking people what's in their graveyards. Did you hit your Safine's yet, Blue Farm? Nope. All right, cool. I'm gonna keep going. I see that I've breach. It's like, all right, as soon as I hit their Savines, like then I get to talk about a draw in the stack if I'm not deterministic at that point.
100%. Understood. So the skill ceiling for this deck is pretty high. You got to know, similar to how Itali has to know the meta of like, hey, what can I assemble from their cards? You have to know the meta enough to say, hey, if I do fizzle, did I just hand the game to somebody almost?
Yep. So there's instances where like you can be in a tournament setting and say I'm seat 1 and I do get the turn 1 Gyruda and my first flip I do hit another clone.
Yeah.
Like, say I'll hit another clone in mine, but Timnacrom flips both Savines and Breach. I instantly stop what I'm doing and I put the conversation of a draw on the stack
Sheesh.
to see where they're at. Because if they instantly decline the draw, it goes, all right, cool. So they have protection in their hand for the push. And I'll make that known to everyone. Go, so you get to like, I'm gonna keep going with this, knowing that they've got the win. If you guys can stop me, that's fine. You better be able to stop them. If not, you let me put a win on the stack, and then we can talk about getting a draw from there.
Understood. Especially in this
and
meta.
as soon as,
Yeah, go ahead.
and as soon as someone says no to that, that's fine. You're now just letting me win the game, and I will continue, and I will try to do my chain as aggressive as possible. Thank you, darling.
We love the kids.
Oh yeah.
No, 100%. No, I definitely hear where you're coming from. It's kind of like in this meta, we have to be aware that wild draw still offers points. How do I navigate it the best? Because until they do officially make it 0 points for draws, you got to go with all the context clues. And if a person hits up some V's in a breach and says, heck no, I'm not taking the draw right here, that you straight up put them in the position where it's just like, okay, he obviously have a win and is protected. All right, boys, what y'all want to do? And I'm very curious to see how, if certain metas or if top deck decides to move away to 0 points, how the cookies will crumble with certain play styles and strategies that come out. That just popped in my head. I'm very interested to see what they that come up with that. But 100%, okay.
When it comes to that aspect, I actually have some like hidden information that later insider information where like maybe it's like a tiered point system that's being talked about, like depending on seed order as well. I don't know. It's in talk about, but I don't know nothing. So
no, we didn't. Yeah, first include.
We're gonna cut the camera now.
You didn't hear anything. No, 100%.
No, but I've heard from multiple TOs pitching the same idea.
100%.
And I don't know if they're actually communicating with each other, but two of them are very well known in running the bigger tournaments. So maybe that is something that's in testing, and we'll see it down the road. But it's definitely, draws are definitely an issue. But my deck does very well putting draws on the stack if I'm not winning. And where I'm constantly playing in tournament setting, and like that's my playstyle at the end of the day, is I'm playing in tournaments more often than pickup games.
100%.
I've become accustomed to how to navigate that weird, like, quote unquote draw meta that people are worried about.
Yeah.
But as of late, I've also noticed that that's not a thing as much anymore. People are just trying to either be more aggressive or just win on top, which has been stopping it.
100%. With people waiting for that last moment of like, hey, Thoughts is on the stack, you got it. Decon, you got it. Exile library, Thoughts is ETB on the stack. Now when a Born Upon the Wind, when you don't have any more libraries, when the Mystic Study triggers do eventually happen, you don't have no library to draw from, and we can have the full fight with only the cards in your hand and my full hand gripped up and me ready to win the game. You're talking a lot about the tournament meta, and so of course, as we know, you had a recent top four at a recent event at the Bake City 2. Bake City?
Bake City 2. It was a Gold Sabertooth run event up in Norwich, New York.
100%.
Fantastic team, fantastic game space, lovely crowd. Got to go with some of the Bufftown bullies again, which was nice to see them, and I got to see them again at Falls, it's always nice seeing the homies from New York. Yeah. A lot of good people there. Same with New Jersey in that area. So a lot of the East Coast coming together for these smaller but bigger events. I think ZD was a 94, 92 player event.
100%.
So that was nice to see everyone be able to come out for that.
I love that. So with that being said, can you talk to us about some of your tournament highlight moments? You know, like maybe we can't go through the entire event, but like from this tournament, and even if you've had any other tournaments between then and now, you just tell us any highlight moments, any major level ups or lessons you've taken from it?
So I've come to realize that even though Gyruda's been out since Ikoria, people in the cEDH meta still don't understand how it wins. They don't necessarily know the lines and so on. So I got told to play out the lines almost every round that I won in Swiss.
Yeah.
which is
100%.
fine. I have them down packed. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
But
100%.
man, if I'm presenting infinite treasures, like just let me do my thing. That's all I'm gonna say. Like if you see getting 3 treasures on each thing, just understand I'm getting there.
Right. No,
But
that 100%. That makes sense.
I will shout out Scoop Phase. My round 2 at Bake ZD, I was presenting infinite treasures and infinite ETBs, and he looked me dead in the eyes and say, "Show me how you win the game." And I go, "Can I shortcut to my library and graveyard?" He goes, "No." So I sat there with a turn to win attempt on the stack, and he's just smiling with 80 minutes left in the round. So I love that man with all of my heart. And shout out to Isn't Punk being right next to me and flipping over Reckless Fireweaver so I could leave that misery as fast as possible.
100%.
It was definitely one of those experiences where it was needed because it was the first time I was asked to do the loop after I had explained it, and I realized it had been so long since had actually played it out that I almost forgot it, and I almost messed it up myself.
Oh my gosh.
And that's where he was asking me to do it, so I completely understand why.
Yes. I clearly just want to take a sec to just say, A, if you all are looking for the opportunity to brew your own meta buster alongside of amazing brewers, check out the TZ communities. But if you want that one-on-one time, that quality experience to brew your own meta buster brew and even master and level up your political prowess, I want you to check out the link in the bio to get that one-on-one coaching from me, TTC. I've been helping brewers for a very, very long time create their own brews, especially those who've been loving the brews that I've been taking time on, whether it be Sound of the Ur Dragon, Tiamat, Marnie Cowgirl, all of those good things. So if you want to rock any of my past brews or you want to take your own meta buster brew to the next level, make sure to check out the link in the bio.
Yeah, so that was definitely a fun round. In that same tournament, there was also instances where I was forced to play out the long game, and it truly showed me how in-depth this deck can be when it comes to strategizing a plan and knowing how to navigate that mid-range into late game. Especially my top 16 game. I was in 3rd seed against Khalil on Tivit, Big Bear on Kinnan, and I'm so sorry, 4th seed, I do not remember your name, but you were playing TNT.
Yeah.
Khalil plays a turn 1 Dranith, and me and Big Bear just start swearing at him. He's a good friend of ours. We're like, "Why are you doing this to us?" He's like, "I'm here for a long game." I go, "All right, cool, that's fine." He turn 2 plays a Ranger Captain, and I'm sitting looking at 3 clones. I'm sitting looking at 3 clones in my hand, going, "This is going to be the longest game of my lifetime in my career, and we're going to go to time, and I'm going to lose this game." I proceeded to clone his Ranger Captain 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
Specifically with a creature that connives as well, so I was still getting my value, even though not being on Ristic Study. Kinnan tries putting one attack on the stack. I had mulligan to 5 that game, and I wasn't doing much. So it was an instance where Kinnan bounced the Dranith because they're clearly going to try to win.
100%.
A Ranger Captain gets cracked. Well, the conversation of a Ranger Captain getting cracked occurs. And I look at Khalil and I say I'm passing priority. He's asking me why. I go, "Dude, we had to stop your Thoracle decon, and you've got a Ranger Captain, and I've got nothing left in this game." So I make him crack his Ranger Captain, and Born Upon the Wind gets put out.
There you go.
Khalil cast us Born Upon the Wind and then a Silence, because I think he was trying to win on top.
Yeah.
So it was just weird. I think at that point in the game, it was weird. Like he was just trying to rush his win on top, so that way he knew, like, people didn't know when to interact. So I commandeer the Silence.
Yeah.
I commandeer the Silence. I bounce the Kinnan. I set myself up in a good board state. And I proceed to clone Tivit 3 times to generate more treasures and clues.
Oh my!
Swing with a Tivit. and that gave me enough artifacts to start a Technomancer loop from my hand, just hard casting Gyruda after.
Oh my gosh. Taking that hand, that Molda 5 with 3 clones, and seeing the board state, how can I take their broken things and then turn them into my broken things?
Yep, 100%. I've now, my go-to phrase is I sit at a table with Tivit, I shake his hand and say, we're in for a long game, bud, and then I mulligan for counter spells.
I didn't even think we were seeing. Well, let me ask you. I'm sure there's still some avid Tivit enthusiasts out there. I thought Marnie took the Esper crown, but now 100%. I definitely can hear that. And you know what? That makes me think about any command zone like powerhouse that people are playing because it's broken. You get access to all those things, whether it's Italy, whether it's Tivit, whether it's any of those things. You have everyone's command zone because of the redundancies of clones in the 99, dude. That's crazy, man.
The only other tournament experience I really want to bring up, I've got two instances. One is a PSA to everyone. Every TO in every tournament will always go over this at the beginning of the tournament. Your opponents are not playing for your best interest.
Mm-hmm.
They are trying to win the game as well.
Yep.
Do not put yourself in a situation where if you get lied to, you will lose the game. I put myself in a situation where I got lied to in my winning in at Frenzy at the Falls, and that caused me to lose that game. It's not something to get butthurt about. You're allowed to get upset. I will say that dropping cEDH because of it is not the correct response. Taking a minute to breathe and understand that you put yourself in that situation to better yourself from that is very important.
Yeah.
I witnessed someone sell their entire blue farm deck because they got lied to. That I want to make sure that if you do get lied to in a big tournament, it's not against you. Just remember not to trust that person the next time you sit with them at a game, but
100%.
to still trust everybody. It's a gentleman's agreement at the end of the day not to lie to people, and it shows character at the end of the day. So that's where I stand. But man, if you can angle shoot, all right? That's all I'm gonna say. If you phrase it right, that's on you. You're a fantastic lawyer. Go for it.
Hey, man.
And that actually
Go ahead, brother.
into the final moment that I want to bring up is I mulliganed to 3 in round 3 at Frenzy at the Falls. I had land. It was land, soaring fish.
Yeah.
That's an okay 3. I'm gonna keep that. My first turn, I played land, soaring, pass.
Yeah.
Second turn, I drew land, played fish, passed.
Right.
I got 1 card from that, and it was a Grim Monolith. So I need to either pay for fish or not pay for fish, top deck the land, and hope that I get there. So I don't pay for fish. I top deck the Cabin of Souls, and I won on the spot.
Woo!
This is another instance where a player made me play it out. I explained the loop. I hit one of the cards that we're going to talk about later on, Arden the Usurper. I tell him that this is definitive. I will more than gladly explain how this is going to occur. If everyone's okay with a shortcut, he said no. I go, all right, that's fine. I'm going to move to combat. Put the trigger on the stack. He goes, how's this winning you the game? I said, it's not. You didn't want the shortcut, so I'm going to play it out properly, which is what you should do. If your opponents tell you to play it out, that they are not willing to accept the shortcut, take your time, explain every action that you're doing, what it's doing, what it's going to cause before the action occurs.
100%.
If you are out front about what your strategy is doing and what your abilities are resolving, people are going to listen, they're going to understand it. You are going to inform the community about these interactions that not everyone will understand.
Yes. Understood.
And at the end of the day, we're all trying to learn the game of Magic at the same time, whether it's through tournament play or through jamming in amazing Discord communities. I don't know where I can find one. ThunderConductor is actually pretty good about that, if I remember correctly. There should be a link down below to the Discord. Yeah, so the guy tried saying that I had lied that I couldn't win from my position that game. Which was not a lie. I had mulliganed to 3. and I had no way of casting Gyruda potentially based on what was on my board. He asked me if I was running on my turn, and based on the knowledge that I had, I said no, I can't win on my turn with what I have, which is not a lie. It's definitely an angle shoot that happens all the time, and people consider it lying, and it's not. One of my buddies, Kaiser, is very vivid about he hates lying in cEDH. But if you're trying to get free information from you about his hand that he has not willingly revealed to you, he's going to lie his ass off because of the fact that it is not revealed information. And that's where some people feel iffy about it, but he uses his words properly. He brought up the point that for a reverse Thorkel, naming fish with your demonic consultation, because there's no magic card called fish. He didn't lie to you. He told you he was going to decon for fish.
Hey, that's
like, that's a genius play.
I'm not even. You know what? I'm not even. If that got done to me,
like,
if that got done to me, I would immediately I would go from salt to I'm adding that to my bag immediately, bro. That is so stupid. And you'll look at that you'll look at that mystic mental misstep in your hand and be like, damn, he got me.
Yep. It's one of those things where I do think lying in certain situations, it's not necessarily lying. The fine line between sandbagging and lying does need to be better described in tournament settings, which it's never going to be, because it's a personal opinion what you consider to be sandbagging, what you consider to be lying. Especially with how you phrase things. So it's one of those things where I don't know how I got to this tangent, and we're here.
No, you're good, man. You're good, brother. What I'll add on to that is that from hearing these stories, I'm realizing that politics, lying, telling the truth, angle shooting, all these things, call them buzzwords, call them power words, whatever you want to call them. A lot of this stuff is people's personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I like what you said initially, which was do not, if you feel like you're in the position where getting lied to is going to cause you to lose the game, then you probably should not make that deal in the first place, it's hard to say that, but it's the truth. You shouldn't. If it's literally like this decision is lose the game, there's that. And as well as we have to be okay that people play the game differently. And especially in non-tournament settings, when you're just doing pickup games with the homies or whatever, you don't have to play the game with anybody you don't like the way they play the game. If they lie all the time, you don't have to play with that person. Now in the tournament setting, you have to learn how to navigate that. And an easy way is what, as you brought up, is like, hey, just make it clear to the table, like, hey, just so you all know, this player lies, so don't make deals with them, because I don't want the table to get compromised for that. But also in those kind of gray areas, man, I'm gonna be honest, I've been noticing in certain communities that trying to force people to tell you their cards in their hand is they see that as such like a normal thing. I'm like, bro, I'm not telling you the cards, man. That's the one piece of hidden information. Like, if I want to tell you the cards, man, we can have that conversation in the hand, but you're gonna king make because I didn't tell you what was in my head. I could have nothing, but if I give you perfect game information, then that lets you now, what if you're pushing in your turn? Now you know that I have nothing left in my hand. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But at the end of the day, like, it's politics and all this stuff is there's a lot of soft skills in it when it comes to communication, understanding. And just to keep this one short and sweet, find the community that's for you, whether it's the TC community, whether it's any of the other amazing communities for you. And then when you go to tournaments, just remember that, like, as he said, don't ever take it personal that you throw away what you love because of someone's decisions, because not every deck is for everybody. Not every environment is for everybody, and that's okay. With that being said, I do want to transition then from these amazing level ups. I just want to say thank you so much for sharing those level ups with us, brother. I want to transition now to notable categories that make this deck unique, because we've talked about strengths and weaknesses, and we talked about how they apply in that tournament setting, but outside of the commander being Dimir but still a powerhouse, what makes this command zone so unique?
out of nowhere, one card went gone. The fact that you're not trying to search for anything in your library except for progression is huge. Um, every card in your deck is value, whether you're looking at it at a bad rate, like, oh no, I drew this Clever Impersonator, for example. But someone plays a Rhystic Study or they play a Mana Vault, you go, all right, cool, I'm now 3 mana closer to Gyruda. Stuff like that. One of my favorite spells in the deck is Commandeer. I love commandeering turn 0 mana vaults. That is my favorite game action. You're playing a value LED, that's now my LED. Yep.
That's
so
good.
That's
no, go ahead, but no, I just wanted to say that is such a unique way to use this spell because of the unique axis that you play at. Because you're playing that Atali axis, but you have access of all the good blue and black cards. So where Atali has to go fully off their 99 to go commander win the game, potentially, you go, nah, I'm gonna use everyone else's deck to win the game. Because y'all like playing broken spell. And you know what? I happen to like broken spells too. So I love that perspective, brother. No, keep talking. Any other unique aspects of the deck that really make this deck unique while retaining its power?
So at the end of the day, it's this weird angle of Dimir Ram. So you see we've got like the Dark Ritual, the Cabal Ritual. If you go down to the enchantments, we got this card that is absolute gas, Heartless Summoning, and Copy Artifact as well. Heartless Summoning making all my creatures cost 2 less, and Copy Artifact being a second copy of both Mana Vault or LED is huge. Being able to consistently, with your mulligans, find that turn 2 Gyruda. There is about, I think when I did the math, there's 12 potential opening 7s that give me a turn 1 Gyruda with protection. As well as I also realized the past couple weekends that I've been playing without Gemstone Caverns. I've been nerfing myself, and I'm now so excited to play with Gemstone Caverns.
That's a fun lesson.
I learned it the hard way because my buddy copy pasted my deck. And he's like, question, why no Gemstones? And I go, because I'm not the brightest person in the world. And it is what it is.
I got you, brother.
And there's also hands in this list that let you get the turn 2 Gyruda with a mull to 3. I was consistently mulling down to 5 and still presenting turn 2 wins. So as soon as you register what you're looking for and how the play patterns work, this deck just becomes more and more powerful. Necromancy is one of those cards just because you happen to be hovering over it. I was able to instant speed Necromancy someone's World Gorger to put a manual draw on the stack when first testing this deck. I never thought I would force a draw like that, but it actually forced the draw because no other game actions could occur. But I've also seen the power with it because a lot of Jund Dargo's going around, Timna Dargo's going around, being able to have that instant speed. I want that dude right there.
Yeah.
Been very valuable, especially because both those decks rely on Technomancer's loops. Yeah. Like, that's awesome. I also have a Technomancer loop. Let's play this game. It's like, mine's also at instant speed. You're doing it on your turn. I get to win on top at instant speed. That's awesome.
Dude, you know what just actually popped in my head? And I play a lot of reanimator lists right now. Namely, my main one is Tiamat. I just thought about this. Am I tweaking, or does this card actually like a great answer to Ranger Captain of Ales, because sacrificing it is an additional cost? You can respond to their Ranger Captain crack with the Necromancy to grab their Ranger Captain to bring it back and then crack while their crack still is on the stack. Interesting.
That was actually a play pattern I was going to bring up to you because that has been used already. Wow. I love that game action. I'm going to find this weird place right on top of you that I'm going to try to win at instant speed. The deck reads that it's sorcery speed, but I have, I think, 4 or 5 flash clones in the deck as well. Like, if my first flip doesn't get me there, I'm just going to hold up 4 mana. I'm going to slide in there and I'm going to go on top. Like, that's going to give you the left right and we're going to keep going.
But did that just say?
Like, oh no, guys, I didn't draw the clone right now. I guess I'm gonna have to do it on your turn.
Get out of here. Bro, okay, all right. Speaking of winning, no, go ahead, brother.
No, you're fine. I'm just over here doing hand gestures.
You good, man. Now, speaking of winning on other people's turn, I want to talk on win cons and finishers. I have to know about these win cons. But before I do, I want to give shout outs real quick to our chat real quick. We got a shout out to Fanpan said Fatherfoot first and Clone Tivit's awesome. Also shout out to Trigger Witch. We have don't leave cEDH over liars. Punish them in every game you play with them instead. That is hilarious and very true. That is an awesome way to say, hey, you lied to me. Okay, cool. You're not going to enjoy playing with me. Not out of spite, but because no one's going to want to give you energy if they know you're a liar. We also have fans saying, you've seen the master formed anew with Gyruda, Doom of Death as companion? Question marks. We have master formed anew. Yep. I've never seen this. Maybe you have.
So it is a Demir clone commander from yeah.
Interesting. You go ahead talk, Azzy. You know about this more than me. Talk to me, brother.
So I've seen it. It essentially does the same exact thing where you're cloning, you're going through. I've seen it definitely used as more of a control shell. Which is perfect fine, to each their own. Like we talked about this, that I've actually got 2 separate lists for Gyruda, and I picked which one I play at what tournament. Right now, the half turbo, half control works, and then I've got a completely mid-range one that works very well into just strictly turbo that I bring out sometimes.
Gotcha.
This seems to fit in that the more mid-range version where they do run Gyruda as a companion. I've definitely seen it do its thing before, and it's terrifying. It's also still trying to do the same thing at a lower capacity percentage-wise. So where in just having Gyruda in the command zone, having that main density of clones, being able to consistently hit something, and or payoffs, I should say, clones or payoffs. The Master formed anew is running cards like Deadeye Navigator, Displacer Kitten, stuff like that it can also hit.
Okay, very interesting. So for our audio listeners as well, whoever don't have their visuals up, the Master formed anew is a 2-mana commander from Doctor Who, blue-black, legendary creature, Time Lord Rogue. It has the ability called Body Thief. When you cast a spell, you may exile a creature you control and put a take over counter on it, and you may have the Master enter as a copy of a creature card in exile with a take over counter on it. And so if you have the Gyruda Doom of Deaths as the companion, which gives you a little bit of a building restriction to build to, but I'm sure there's something we can do in here. We're cEDH players. We can figure something out. But you can leverage the Gyruda to then start the loop, and I'm guessing this... I'm trying to still put this together in my mind. You cast the Gyruda first for the Gyruda tech, but then you also have the Master as a backup in case it gets foiled. Or talk to me more about that.
So the version that I saw did that. They were more on like value flips. So they were playing stuff like the Massacre Worm, Deadeye Navigator to flicker the non-legendary clones were like their only clones in it, and they ran Technomancer as a loop outlet to be able to influence it. That's not saying that's what all of them are. I've definitely seen multiple brews of this, but that's the one that I consistently see.
Understood.
And mind you, I've only seen it probably 2 or 3 times based on it. So it's definitely one of the not as known decks. Like you 100% could take this to a bigger tournament and fly your way through Swiss just because people don't understand what you're doing, even if Gyruda is in the companion zone.
God, yeah, that makes sense. I got you. All right, for sure. Well, thank you, F-Pan Hand, for showing us this brew, and thank you for the breakdown, Azzy. I want to, though, get to win cons because I don't want to be part of the people who don't know how to beat this deck. So how does this deck win, brother? Talk to me, man.
All right, so if you want to just enable tags, we're going to be able to fly through this. So we're going to ignore Clone City for now. If you want to just go down, there are 2 cards in our WinCon area.
Okay, cool. Bam!
Fairy Mastermind and Thoracle.
When all else fails, fucking cast Azure.
This is how we're winning our game. Okay. We do have value pieces in the deck that get them back. Like, of course, because we're on Thoracle, we're going to be on Decon. We're going to be on Tainted Path.
100%.
But because of the way that our deck works, we're also on cards like Reanimate and Dread Return.
Got you,
So
got you, got you.
if we mill everything over, we just sack 3 of our Gyrudas and go, here's a Thoracle, try to stop me now.
Okay, I see. I see what you're saying. Okay, got you. So you can win on top of the stack with your own Thoracle trigger on the stop from hitting it from your Gyruda flips, especially if you have the decon or tainted pact in. Very nice.
And half the time you don't even need to use their Dredge Return because you got a Technomancer in play. You got infinite treasures, you got infinite mill, you got a Shuffle Titan on the stack. We're making a bunch of clones of Gyruda, so sometimes we just potentially, just flip into Thassa's Oracle and can just win the game. I mean, that devotion to blue is huge because we're a hybrid Dimir.
Oh, you're right. Oh shit.
Yep. So you can even just naturally Thoracle from time to time, and there's also worlds where you're taking other people's Thoracles. Like I've cast Gyruda turn 1 before next to a Rogsai, and they hit their Thoracle. I hit their Thoracle and go, all right, cool. I'm just gonna take that because you now have to brain freeze loop me, and I can't be brain freeze looped. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, and having that Thoracle, I can just draw into my Tainted Pact and go, all right, cool. I can now just clone this Thoracle and Tainted Pact.
Dude.
Like, Thoracle has multiple purposes in the list. Sometimes you just raw flip into it as the first flip and you go, that's fine. I'm going to look at my top 2 and set up my next turn.
Right.
Or top 4, sorry.
100%. What I really like about the Thoracle inclusion, even though people can hate on the card, it's too simple. It takes the expression away from the game. No, I really don't care. But I think one of the coolest things that in Imaginary Land that you can do with this deck, and I know you know this, but I just stumbled upon this in my mind, is you can cast your commander and technically speaking, hit nothing but clones until your last couple flips. And like you brought up about the devotion, you just win the game because I forgot that this is hybrid Dimir. So with all those Gyrudas on board, there is a certain hit where you hit your or someone else's Thassa's, you count the devotion, you count your cards in the library, and the game is over. And you never had to cast any. That's broken. That's a meta buster. If anybody ever wants to know what I count as a meta buster, that's broken.
So that's actually one of the huge appeals to Gyruda at the end of the day, is because I might play Mana Vault and LED turn 1, but that Gyruda's mind breakable. I'll pass the turn.
Yeah.
And I'll go into the next turn and cast Gyruda with 1 piece of protection. I've only cast 2 spells that turn, and I'm winning the game without casting another spell. And there could still be 80 cards left in my library. I'm trying to win the game with those 80 cards.
Right, 100%. Wow. Okay.
So the power of just winning with creatures and creature abilities is huge.
Yeah.
Of course, about getting interrupted by a bounce spell or a exile spell is of course always potential.
Yeah.
But there's also ways that you can talk around those. I've been able to do that time and time again. And it's one of those things that as long as the more reps on this list that you have, the more you can wiggle your way around with it. Because looking at the base 99 alone compared to Blue Fawn, I've only got 8 cards that are in cEDH at the end of the day. Other than my land, base, and rocks.
Just a quick swipe through for everybody to see. We'll go through the individual categories very soon, but that's actually crazy. And with your recent success, it kind of argues the conversation of is it possible to have a command zone powerful enough that you can go against the odds of what having good card versus having bad cards means, and can you increase your skill level enough to be able to close that gap even more, which is very impressive. I like that. Okay, cool. I love playing with good cards, and in addition, I love the meta busters, bro. Let me cast 1 spell and win the game, bro. I'm trying to Thassa's win off the jump, bro. But
it's like you have a Doomsday in the command zone. You put it on the stack and people just start going, oh no. Even though we're not in a Doomsday era anymore.
No, facts. Shout out to Bissy Baxton. He's actually in the audience right now. And actually shout out to Daryl as well. We got some Vanguards in the audience. Shout out to Trigger, shout out to Daryl. And also shout out to Hatriot. We see you in the chat as well. But we played, it was me, you, Bissy, and one other brother was there, and we were playing. And after the game, it was literally that 0.2% possibility off a flip. But it was literally, I love the way he said this. You have to respect this deck the same way you respect an Atali at a pod, where you don't wait for the commander to come out. You almost have to hit the mana like you do with an Atali. Because once the commander comes down, it's a little bit too late unless you run a plethora of stifle effects. And at the end of the day, it's a little too many.
Now we're saying too many secrets. All right, we gotta reel it back.
No, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. No, I'm gonna tell you something serious, Azzy, bro. Despite the fact this deck being 2 colors, my rule for myself is not a meta buster unless it can win, even when my opponents know what I'm doing. And I genuinely think this deck is good enough to say, you know exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm still going to beat you. You know what I'm saying? That is what I define as a meta buster. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's when like people say, oh, you play fringe commanders. Like, okay, that's cute and everything. You know exactly how my Tiamat list is gonna win, but why do I keep winning? You know exactly how my Gyruda list is winning, but why do I keep winning? That's the you know what I'm saying? And I think that I truly believe that that's what this Gyruda list is, because at its simplest state, it's cast commander and then RG after that. How do you beat that? Why does Atali still keep winning? You know, as another example, it's just some things just it's the meta buster, and now everybody's saying, oh, Atali's been good forever. It's like, no, it's not. Y'all are all talking shit on this commander when it first came out. But taking it back, I see Thassa's Oracle. I love Thassa's Oracle. Is the, hey, can we just end this game and go get some lunch card? I love this card. Yep. Can we transition to our other win con? I see a Fairy Mastermind, brother.
Yeah. So the plan A of the deck, the one that I can most efficiently work towards without having to cast another spell, there's instances where I do have to cast a Dread Return for the third Oracle, is Fairy Mastermind. Being able to go through a loop with Reckless Technomancer to generate infinite treasures as well as infinite ETBs in this list is very easy to assemble. So you can end up going through everybody's libraries, including your own, which is why we do run 1 Shuffle Titan in Kozilek. So we can have our Shuffle Titan go on the stack, let that resolve, let the Kozilek trigger resolve to get our library back, and then make everyone draw 1 card. And that's actually a way that we can also win at instant speed as well.
Oh, shit! I understand it now. I need to get that meme to be able to press the button and the dude just see the dude shoot the basketball. I understand it now. Have you ever seen that Red Bull commercial?
Yeah.
Dude, I literally feel like that. I see the windmill spinning and I just like, I miss that first. I'm like, then you say, then we have the Shuffle Titan and then we Fairy Master. I'm like, I understand it now. Don't even worry about it. Swish. That's beautiful, brother. That's beautiful. Keep going, brother. Keep going. I like that.
And there's also one other win con that's not guaranteed to actually be a win con. That's why I didn't put it in that category. Arden the Usurper, specifically. Combo starters.
Got you. Talk to me about this one, brother.
So he's an 8-drop, 4/4. Demons you control have Menace, Lifelink, and Haste.
But demons at the beginning of what did demons do for it? Like, why do you care about demons, bro?
I think Gyruda might be a demon.
Oh shit! Is that synergy, bro? Is that value?
we're building around our commander.
What?
So, but his entering combat trigger actually matters. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, exile up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard. If you exile a card, you make a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 5/5. And what happens in our graveyard all the time? I don't know, like a clone. So we just start over again. So Arden can seem like a whiff that actually leads you to a win. Because say, for example, you got a specific clone that actually is a chain in majority of the combos. If you hit a Ton Soldier, it is the 6-drop clone from
Doctor Who?
The Doctor Who set.
Yeah.
It is a non-legendary artifact clone with Myriad. So you have that enter as original Gyruda as a 5/5. Say you got to hit it off of this for some reason, or it's not in play already. You just start cloning specifically the Aton Soldier Gyrudas with Myriad, and you can just swing for lethal.
Oh shit!
Your triggers don't even matter. You just swing for lethal.
Yeah, you mathematically speaking, there's enough attack, especially in the early game where creatures are light on board. You may have a dork or two value piece like a Lothar or so on board, or a Dranith. Like fuck those. Like no, actually we won't cast our commander of Dranith out, but you get the gist. Yeah, you get the gist.
Yep.
No, I see what you're saying there. I really like that tech. So it's at this point we've learned that of course we have the Thassus. This is the pinnacle. Like this is the way. If we want to clean up the game, check Thassus. Then after we have Thassus, we of course have Fairy Mastermind, where we have our Shuffle Titan, a singular Shuffle Titan in there to help keep your library full, but you take out your opponents. And then last but not least, we have this Arden the Usurper, which just says, yeah, it's basically another clone, but we just win combat beats, au naturel, the way Richard Garfield intended it, if I'm hearing correctly. I dig that. Yeah,
exactly. Giving the two keywords of menace and haste is huge. The only time I had lifelink matters is I hit a Razaketh off of one of my flips. You go, all right, cool. I'm just gonna tutor for all my interaction, and we're going to start doing this. And I put like a Thoracle on the stack in second main phase. Like I tutored up all my mana rocks, and just won that way.
Got you. Understood. I like that. So before we move on to the next category, I really just want to take a time to ask, like, of all the Shuffle Titans available to us within Magic the Gathering, why specifically did you choose to run Kozilek, Butcher of Truth in the 99?
Because the CMC is 10, and if you're telling me I can just flip and only hit one Shuffle Titan on my first flip and it's a whiff, and I hit my Shuffle Titan, I wanted to be at 12-12 with Annihilator and I'm going to tell you guys, you can't play the game. I'm going to win the game with the Kozilek.
Okay, I like that. Hold on, I gotta check this. Are there really?
There's only 3 Shuffle Titans.
Really?
So there's Kozilek, Emrakul, the original Emrakul, which is banned, and then Ulamog, which I don't think Ulamog is even CMC.
Oh, understood.
Yep. So realistically, it's down to it's the only one that can actually get hit off of the Gyruda as well as it is doing its job in the first place.
Got you.
Because there are the instances where it is your first flip and you can't do anything about it.
Smart.
And I don't want to just completely whiff and shuffle my graveyard back in. I do still want at least one clone in my graveyard at all times to be able to do a Technomancer loop.
100%. Yeah.
And if the only creature in my bin is an Ulamog, like, what am I going to do with an Ulamog, man? I'm not going to sacrifice 11 treasures. I can't do that. Right. I don't have time and money. Like, come on.
I got you, brother. That makes sense. No, thank you for that clarification. I'll be honest. I was ignorant there. I genuinely thought that there was more Shuffle Titans, but I like the thought everything is logical, everything is sound, and so all this makes sense. We're winning with Thassus, Fairy Mastermind, and with our Arden, the Usurper. And so all of that makes sense. It's all creature-based things as well. So we're breaking parity on the traditional ways to interact with cEDH, which is also super powerful. But now I want to know about how we get there. Of course, we know the commander, notably Gyruda, is our vehicle there. But could you talk to me about some other tutors that we run in the 99 to support this game plan?
So the only tutors we run are the generic 3 black ones. We've got Vampiric, Imperial, and 2/2 Demonic Tutor.
Got you.
We do also run the value pieces of Tainted Pact and Demonic Consultation, which, if you absolutely have to, are forbidden tutors. If I'm playing a slower game plan, in that value section, you'll also see pieces like Son Half, Starfield Vocalist, and Roaming Throne, which I count all 3 as technically ETB doublers. Now, Son Half, yes, is technically a combo with Hoarding Broodlord, but I'm not running the Peer into Abyss to actually be able to run the Sacrifice Peer into the Abyss. I'm just running it as either, if I draw into it, I want to be able to cast a spell on my Gyruda and get 2 Gyruda ETBs. Like, that will guarantee me that I'm hitting at least 1 clone mathematically based on how many clones are in the deck.
Understood.
So I know I will be able to get somewhere off of it. So that's why, like, having the Roman Throne and Vocalist are huge, specifically the Vocalist because of the Warp ability. You can set it up and just cast a 8 mana Gyruda rather than a 6 mana to be able to guarantee that you're hitting something in that process. As where the Roaming Throne we keep around because a little known fact that a lot of people need to learn the ruling on ward. The way that Roaming Throne is phrased is the ward ability stacks. So if you clone a Roaming Throne, its ward cost is then 4, then 6, then 8.
Whoa, wait, tell us that again. Put us on real. Put me on. I think y'all may not care about ruling. I like rulings. Put me on. Talk to me about that. You say if you clone it, what happens?
So because of the way it's phrased, as this creature enters, you choose a creature type, which of course will always be demon.
Understood.
This creature is the chosen creature type in addition to its other types. So ward is a trigger that goes on the stack. So if a triggered ability of another creature you control, meaning ward, goes on the stack, you triggered an additional time. So every time you clone Roaming Throne with the same name being demon, that one Roaming Throne to target, if it's cloned once, will cost 4. If it's cloned twice, will cost 6. So on and so forth, based on how many Roaming Thrones are in play.
Oh.
So it's a machine that if it does not get rid of it, if you set up 2 Roaming Thrones, you are A, guaranteed to win the game, and B, they will never have the mana to get rid of it unless they are just big rifting.
Got you. Understood. Literally, they need exactly either tithe. No, yeah, they need either like tithe, double tithe, or something. Maybe single tithe, depending. Smothering tithe, but really, big rift is the only like go to. And of course, maybe
you got like bigger, like deluge, the stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Generic board wipes are the way that they can get around that, but those are so few and far in between right now.
Yeah.
That I feel like it's uncuttable at this point.
100%.
As a value to keep in the deck, and because of that alone is the only reason why I still run it, is because of that ward stack.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Notably, especially when it says, if you all are not familiar with Roaming Throne, says it costs 4 to cast. Artifact creature, it's a golem. Shout out to the Magda. This is a very popular Magda. Actually, a very popular card for a lot of decks, but nobody has ward 2. As this creature enters, choose a creature type. This creature is the chosen type in addition to its other types. If a triggered ability of another creature you control of the chosen type triggers, it triggers an additional time, and it's a 4/4. And notably, I was worried about like, oh shit, how we've been reading this card wrong the entire time. Like, does the ward itself give it like double ward itself? But really, what's happening is, like you brought up, when it's the clone of where now if you have a sitting Roaming Throne, you clone it. Now whenever Roaming Throne 1 is triggered, the ward from that, the second Roaming Throne will copy that ward triggered ability. That's very interesting. Oh shit. Huh. Very interesting. I did not know that. I was 10 years old when I heard that.
Yeah, nope, it's pretty gas, and I enjoy and every time that interaction occurs, a judge instantly gets called because I'm tired of explaining it, naturally.
I got you. No, all of that makes sense to me, brother. Like, nah, I got you there. So then that was that. I'm really glad we touched on that ruling. I wanted to first ask, before we moved off Tutors, is not Tutora, but Tutors. I want to ask.
We don't talk about my language, all right? Continue.
No, I hate the jab. I'm messing. Complete jokes. I want to first ask, of all the tutors available to us within cEDH, we're only playing 3. And so I want to ask, well, no, technically there's Hoarding Brute or Razketh, technically. Okay, we're on 5. Whatever not. Okay, cool, we're on 5. But of the 3 low mana cost tutors available to us, why these 3 and why not anymore?
For lack of better words, you don't gotta know what I'm grabbing. Leave me alone. I'm just a little guy.
Got you. The forbidden aspect, yeah. I mean the hidden aspect, yeah.
The hidden tutors is huge. Like, if you're playing against a red deck, like, clearly don't MCL into a Ragavan unless you need the Ragavan to hit your deluge to deal with Rod threats.
Right.
The politics behind MCL and a Ragavan are huge, and I love that gameplay aspect. Demonic Tutor is so strong. Intuition doesn't win me the game, so I have no reason to be on it. There's no 3-card pile where I can sit there and step Intuition guarantee I'm winning the next turn. Like, yeah, sure, like I could get like Reanimate Snapcaster and X Creature, but at that point, I'm now running Snapcaster Mage, and Snapcaster Mage does nothing for me half the time. So I'm trying to trim that as much as possible with this list. And I'm even still forced to play cards that I don't want to play.
Yeah, 100%.
And it does feel bad, but we're now at a point where even those feel bad cards are starting to come in clutch, and I love seeing them, and I want to keep playing them because of that.
100%.
One of those cards, for prime example, is OBM. I hate flipping into an OBM, but you know what? If a Rog Thras has 14 creatures on board, and I'm gonna pass the turn.
Can we just pause for a second? I'm gonna find the video and tag it. Another cEDH content creator just released a video that was talking about why OBM needs to be banned, and I kid you not, I want to see OBM get banned, but not because I hate that. Like, I'm not a big creature deck person. I don't like, my style is I play off the board completely, but it's so powerful we have to run it, and I would love to hear your opinion on this card in the current meta right now.
I'm going to try to find a photo for you. So there was a game that I played where we had to physically take someone who wasn't in the game. We had to take their deck and use it as OBM triggers on the stack because there were so many OBM triggers that we could no longer keep up with it. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm just gonna send it to you. I think it's a necessary evil. Because as soon as OBM leaves, Mayhem Devil is taking its place in every deck.
Oh my gosh, let me see if I can share this with the audience very quickly. You mind if I share this with the audience?
Go for it. And just so you know, that's after half the stack result.
As you can see on the board right here, this is what he was experiencing, and every yellow card, I'm guessing, was an OBM trigger.
Every yellow card is an OBM trigger, correct?
Oh my
As well as
gosh.
you'll see white cards with the kanji for trigger. Those are also OBM triggers. And it got to the point where we ran out of draw triggers, and it's this messy situation where you will come into instances like that where OBM is definitely a problem. There's a lot of time and talk going into OBM triggers, which I think is causing the issue for OBM.
Yeah,
I think it at itself is a necessary evil. It's the don't target my stuff that is actually the issue.
Yeah,
I think if there's less communication or divulging of information over OBM, it's more sustainable and okay in tournament play. I can also see where people just playing casual cEDH hate the card because of the fact that it is a very powerful card.
100%.
It will swing a game in someone's favor half the time, which I will not fight at all. It is 100% true. As you can see from the photo that was sent to everyone in the TTC community, it was 95% of that stack. It was definitely a problem that game, and people are not... how should I phrase this? Threat assessment with OBM pings is the issue, not OBM.
Continue.
Knowing it is supposed to pressure, so I think the way it's mechanically still allowed for the majority of the format is it's supposed to be the counter to Rhystic Study and Mystic Remora, which it is when used properly. If someone keeps drawing cards, you target their board, you target their face. Don't feed a fish to get OBM triggers to kill a different player.
No.
Because now you're handing the game to the person that's drawing those cards.
100%.
Being able to understand, all right, this has to stop, you've got to target the fish player, is very vital and a decision that people don't want to make because they want the triggers in the first place.
Yeah, I hear that. I definitely hear where you're coming from. I think that the skill to be able to discern when and what to hit with the OBM is huge. And if I could add anything, I love what you said about that. For me, I'm tired of having to run OBM because it's so good. Like, for me, it is so good. I'll be running these lists from, like, my favorite archetype right now, for anybody wondering like how I built my TML list or anything, is turbo consistency with mid-range adaptability. And right now OBM does so much. Even the times where I'm looking at it like, dude, I don't want to see this card right now, it's so good. Like, I know it's good, that's the reason it's in my deck, but it's so powerful. But it doesn't, unless you're using it as an outlet to win the game. For me, I don't love it as like having to run it, but it's kind of like those necessary evils that when you're running with that kill your darling kind of mindset, it's kind of like, dude, like, I almost feel like I have to run it. It almost does if I book from, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it has a near 100% inclusion rate in every deck it can be running. Is because it does everything. It's spot removal. It's damn near a board wipe. It's a finisher. It can disrupt engines depending on the deck. There are decks who will stop drawing cards off them or have to focus all the intention on the removal because of the aspect and how they like to win the game. So for me, I don't think it's too let me rephrase this. I think that OBM is powerful, maybe not comparatively as powerful as Rhystic Study because the pings are powerful, but I'd rather still have the cards. It's just so strong. I'm tired of running it. I want to be greedy, but at the same time, no one's telling me that I have to run it though.
All right, so I want to jump in on that just because of the fact that I do know you're playing Marnies right now, correct? Like you decided to go back towards Marnies. Isn't it just sort of gas in your deck though? Because you get to make the token, you get to include lands like Phyrexian Tower, and like you get to draw every time, and you get it turns into a Red Flame essentially.
That's a very good statement. Yes, technically it is gas and Marnies if you're building the token synergy route. Which, if I can be completely transparent, I don't think that's the best way to build the list. Not wrong. I just feel like a lot of pilots, when they build Marnies Calculator, they go so hard into the token synergy. Like even when I was doing Stax Marnies, or when I went to mid-range Marnies, and even right now I'm trying to build a turbo Marnies with like mid-range pivotability, I don't ever lean too hard in the token strategy because we like Marnies pilots will see, well, we have Marnies on board, then we'll do this and this. I'm like, of love, y'all, we're not playing Tivit. Our commander does not have ward. We don't even see, let's be realistic, Into the Flood Mob, Chain of Vapor, Cyclonic Rip, Sink in the Stupor, Otawara. There's so many, or even Boseiju on like on the Smothering Tide. There's so many things that disrupt the whole Marnius engine. Like every game I've tried to do Marnius mid-range, and even my light token deck, I become the focal point of the game. Like I'm not even gonna it was not the best game, but I had a game I had a Taro and a Marnius on board, and a player put a Rhystic Study on board, like, oh, we gotta remove the Taru before we gotta remove before the Rhystic Study comes down. Now granted, that was just bad threat analysis because the Taru only triggers once each turn. That means upward of 4 tap treasures and 4 cards in an entire rotation. That's just bad threat.
To be fair, that Rhystic Study player, he was shooting his angle, all right?
No,
he was trying.
But that's the crazy thing. It wasn't the Rhystic Study player. It was the Rao player, bro. So I'm seat 2. The Rhystic player is seat 3. Seat 4 is, I don't know what they were playing. But then it was the Rao player seat 1. Politicking the remove. I don't even get it. I didn't understand it. That's why I realized I gotta stop playing in the cEDH Reddit Discord. That was a sign to me. I was just trying to get a quick game. I should have just stayed at home, just gone to my TTC Discord, hit the people up. But I say it's early. I don't want to wake everybody up right now. I ain't gonna ping them at 7 in the morning. I just wanted a quick game. I was like, yeah, I learned my lesson. But no shade, they're cool over there. Just some of the it's hit or miss for the quality of games. It's okay.
That's fair.
But I'll say, I think. I do think that's a powerful synergy. Shout out to Caleb for Deck Tech for Decks. He brings up that exact synergy you bring up with what is our guy's name? Oh my gosh, if you know the card, is it Warren Soul Trader I'm thinking about? Warren Soul, yes, that's it. So with Warren Soul Trader, what you can do is if you have Orcish Bowmasters, Marnius Calgar.
You stack the token, you always get a token, draw a card, get a mana, so
you'll get the treasure token plus the trigger, so that's 2 draws, 1 treasure, 1 new OBM army token. So that's a very powerful synergy. For me though, for the route I'm trying to go, I am trying to remove any of the token engines that are not good by themselves. As in I can stand, you can have a Smothering Tithe and still have a game plan. You can have a Lotho, Taru. You can still have a game plan. With Warren Soul Trader, though it's a super, super broken, powerful card, you get in this thing where you top deck, and it's even if I do take the time and energy and resources to dedicate my board to doing this very powerful thing, it's not winning the game, it's getting additional value. And now you're bringing all the mental, political energy towards you, when at most you may see 2-3 cards before it gets disrupted once people see what's really going on. But, we're not here though to talk about Marnius Calgar. I could talk about that all day. I love that deck. I do want to just close up the Orcish Bowmasters conversation by saying I do hear what you're saying. I think it's really fair to bring up the skill gap that comes with playing Orchid's Bowmasters. I'm still in the camp where I'm tired of having to run it, but at the same time, nobody's making TTC run the card. I could take it out of my deck anytime. It's just a powerful freaking card. So with that being said, you'll see me start taking this card out of my list. I'm joking. I do love the points you bring up about, let's just bring things around about full circle, around the tutors. Oh, my bad. I said that. The Tutors are for our tutorial section. I'm messing with your brother, though. All joking aside,
I got VNA sausage fingers. I was typing on my phone.
Hey, bro,
right?
you are good.
I can only register so much.
You're good. I am completely messing with you. All jokes aside, I do love your reasoning for the hidden information. That is super powerful, as well as talking about the value pieces that help close the gap. I especially love that you got to bring up the Starfield vocalist, notably this one being so special because I think this is the one you were hinting to earlier, where it's like a newly printed card that is allowing us to do really broken things. I'm sure they're even seeing this card within the new Aang deck that's doing like a Bant version of Gyruda. Being able to do a very similar thing there, like once you land this, especially because it only being 2 mana with the warp ability, I think that's really phenomenal. And so before we move on to card draw, one last question I want to ask is about Tainted Pack and Demonic Consultation. How often do you use these as forbidden tutors, and in what cases do you use them as forbidden tutors?
You want the real answer?
I want the real answer, brother.
0. I have not had to cast them yet.
Okay. All right. And
I've had them in my hand and be like, if I've got to offer a draw, like I've got it. And that's what they're there for. They're there to go, guys, I will get Pact of Negation and we will draw this game. They are always reveal cards. They are not cast cards.
Got you.
But I do also make sure that I do have enough mana if one's in my hand that when I cast Gyruda, man, if I flip anyone's Thorkel, I'm putting that on the side right on top. And
No, 100%. I definitely hear that. My reasoning for asking that is I think I was talking to, was it Samurai? I was talking to Samurai, and I was looking at my Tiamat list, and right now my Tiamat list is on Tainted Pack, but not Demonic Consultation, because one thing I love that he said is that the more synergy based or like chain combo list you have, the worse Demonic Consultation gets, because you can have a fully assembled deck super powerful, but then you hit the wrong sequence of 2 cards right before you hit the card you want with Demonic Consultation, and now your deck is like in the water almost, where it cannot win anymore. And so I was curious and just saying not to take out Demonic Consultation, because for this list, bro, you saying for 7 mana I can just cast this, wait to hit Thassa's Oracle, and then win Demonic Consultation? That feels like I'm cheating at that point. So go ahead, bro.
In this list, at the time of Big CD, I was not on Demonic Consultation. And I was not on it at Frenzy at the Falls either, but I came to realize that every time I was casting Gyruda, my mana was odd. I was always at 7 mana.
Really?
And I had either a blue or a black, depending on what I cracked LED for.
Yeah.
And then I determined, well, that means that based on what's in my hand determines what I'm cracking for. So, well, not specifically LED, but majority of my lands are dual lands. Like they tap for one or the other. So that will determine what that extra color is, whether it's an Essence Flux to flicker Gyruda to keep going, or if it's a Demonic Consultation to hit a Thoracle. That is realistically why I went on it, is because I'm not able to cast the Tainted Pack the same turn that I cast Gyruda if it's an early turn, but I 100% can cast the Demonic Consultation.
Got you. So of course not with the LED computation, because that you discard it, but in the other uses, whether it's
the dark ritual,
Mana Vault, Grim, I'm sure we're on Grim Monolith and other things that help us get to that mana. That's phenomenal that you're able to consistently see that 7 mana. That's very impressive. Huh.
Oh yeah, I'm so comfortable mulliganing to 3 at this point. It's not even funny.
I like to hear that.
I will look at my 7 and I will wait for the rotation of mulligans to occur in tournament setting. But man, if we're playing a pickup game, before you're even done looking at your 7th card, I've already shuffled my 6.
I dig it.
Like, I will wait for that seed order, and then I'm shuffling as fast as I can. I want to be able to say, I'm keeping a 4, guys. It's your responsibility.
I dig it. No, 100%. I definitely hear that. And I also love your reasoning behind the inclusion of demonic constellation. I definitely don't knock it at all. But that was definitely an interesting perspective to mine, because now that whenever I'm brewing lists or doing a coaching session with people, I look at these cards that we say as like, oh, they're staples. They have to be in every list, you know, to being like, oh,
man, throw the staples in the trash. You don't need staples if they don't work for your list. If 100%. It's not the gameplay or style that you're playing for, you don't need to run the cards.
100%.
You also need to be playing something that you're enjoying. If you're not enjoying the deck, you're not going to perform well. And I realized that over time. That's why I'm now playing this weird Ikoria deck.
I'm not gonna lie, I agree with you 100%. 100%, dude. Yeah. Now I definitely do feel that, and that's the reason why you'll see me play these decks that are very interesting. Like, well, Marnie I was playing that before it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I was a weirdo on the street grabbing that Warhammer deck. Everybody was like, dude, what are you doing to DC? I'm like, y'all, I was on my Thanos energy. I had to grab the deck, was like, if y'all ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna have to get off my mono rare Rionia and play it. But no, I 100% agree that enjoyment for your actual deck will make you play better, because you're enjoying the process. You know, it's bigger than it's just a game. It's like, now, like, I'm having fun while I'm competing. That means I'm going to push myself harder than if I was, no knock to Blue Farm, but I know so many Blue Farm pilots that said I am bored out of my miserable mind. Like, I literally am not enjoying the experience. And that only can take you so far, respectfully. You know, everyone has their different drives, though. But we've talked now about tutors. We've talked about value. And now I just want to know, let's see what that card draw package is looking like. Talk to me about card draw, if any.
You're looking at it, Mystic Remora. It's in value. It
looks for card draw package. Wait, where is it?
It's in value, bro. There's no card draw section. It's just a value piece.
Talk to me there, brother. You know everyone's gonna be having stuff to say. Where's the Ristic study? Where's the Necropotence? There's not even a Necro Dominance. Like, dude, what happens to the replacement effect?
I was on Necropotence. I was on Born Upon the Wind. I thought I was just doing like we're gonna go super fast turn 1, turn 2 thing.
Yeah.
And like I was throwing commandeers left and right. I was like, I'm gonna take Frog Size Necro, Timacrom's Necro.
Yeah.
It did nothing for me. I'm hitting 40 clones and I'm dead. Like I do not have the good cards to be able to be on a Necro plan. I'm not on enough random value pieces to be on a good Ristic study plan. But I am on enough ramp and miscellaneous clones to be on a Remora plan. Remora is there to refill your hand after you've done your turn 1 push and you failed or you got stopped by a Mind Break trap. You go, all right, cool, I'm gonna sit on this fish, I'm gonna refill my hand for like 2 or 3 turns, maybe stop someone's win attempt here, stop a win attempt there, and now we're gonna push again. It's there to help in that middle ground of setting up, because the way the deck plays and the way you mulligan, your setup is turn 1 and either go or go turn 2 while everyone's still setting up. And if you get stopped, you go, all right, cool, here's a fish, I'm now setting up with you guys, we're all gonna play at the same pace. You have that mentality of, I'm gonna go super fast, I'm gonna try to win the game, to I'm now a cop, you're my best friend, where do you think you're going, get that Necro Dominance out of here. Like that.
Yeah.
One thing Matt Hayes said to me at one point is, it's okay to be a cop when you need to be a cop. And I'm now a cop. All right, we're here to lock everything down. We're not playing Stax pieces. We don't want to stop people from having fun. But the way that I politic at the end of the day in tournament settings is, I'm gonna be your best friend. I'm gonna joke. I'm gonna laugh with you. We're gonna have a good time. You played a Wan Shi Tong. We're gonna be yelling Wan Shi Tong every time you draw a card. All right, we are best friends. We're gonna be joking, laughing until I put a dark red on the stack 4 turns later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
all right. Like,
I hear that.
I'm here to draw cards and play the game over time. I don't need to hit value engines. That's more of the mid-range style of this deck, like where they flip into like Massacre Worms to deal with Rog Thras, or they flip into Talions to draw cards. I don't have enough value to justify those draws. I've got just enough to keep my game plan going and to progress in weird ways. like we said in the beginning, Tivit's my best friend. I want you to get a Tivit on board because I want a Tivit, all right? Like, I
Yeah.
want to have blues. I want to have treasures. That sounds like fun. I want a Lotho, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awkwardly copied a Ragavan once. Like, it's okay. Like, 4-mana Ragavan doesn't feel so good, but you know what? When you dash it in on top of it, it feels really bad.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying. Yeah. So that's really strong. I like that. The temporary fill from Mr. Remora disincentivizes people from pushing, but if they do push, you become the cop. Okay, I dig that. And I do hear the exclusion of Necropotence, and of course we bring up Necrodominance as well, just in that same camp. If you want both of those cards, I definitely hear that reasoning as well, because it's just like, if I do my big pool, I can run Born Valley and what was our guy's name? Emergent Zone, maybe even High Fate, because that's an Emi mana cost. But then the problem is we're not running enough good cards to be able to convert those. The Ristic Study is the tough one, but I liked what you said, and I liked it in the moment. I forgot the exact word. Can you restate what you said again about the exclusion of Ristic Study? I liked it, and it slipped my mind.
It slipped my mind, bro.
Oh my gosh, it must not been that good. I'm just saying with you. No, what I do remember you said about the exclusion of Ristic Study is the card quality issue. It makes.
Oh yeah, I don't run enough value in my card quality to be able to justify a Ristic. Me having a Ristic Study is not going to draw me cards to win on top. It's not going to progress my game plan. It's going to take away from my game plan at the end of the day.
And is that for the reason similar to Rao, where you don't want to see it in those opening hands at 3 mana, but Mystic Remora on the other hand being 1 mana is okay? Is that what we're thinking, or is it the 3 mana cost, or?
No, so it's the I think the reason Rao doesn't play it is because of the fact of not Rao, sorry. The reason I do not play it is because of the fact that it's this weird CMC where I'm not going to be able to hold up interaction afterwards. Because once we get to the interaction sweep, you'll notice I'm playing a lot of not free interaction. I'm playing interaction pieces that still progress my game plan in one way or another. Like, I might be I'm still going to progress my push further and further with every spell that I cast in one way or another.
Yes, no, I definitely hear that. Speaking on interaction, I want to pause on Ristic Study exclusion for just a little bit, because I hear it, but at the same time I'm interested. We usually go to ramp, but I want to change up just shift it a little bit. I want to jump to interaction, then we'll come back to ramp. Can we talk a little bit about your ramp package real quick, please?
All right, so for ramp, I've got.
Oh, not ramp. I'm sorry. Can we talk about your interaction package real quick? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm very particular with my interaction package.
Talk to me.
Yeah, that's spelled wrong too. Deal with it.
I didn't even see it till you told me. No.
The best part is I'm an English major. We don't talk about it. So I'm running the pieces that hit universal and the pieces that are free. Okay. So in my meta, Swan Song is a very strong piece. I want to be able to hit Born Upon the Winds, stuff like that. Pact of Negation is a card where it now makes me a Tolly with a I draw the game button if I don't get there, which is huge. It's the difference between this and a Tolly, and it's why this was able to perform better than a Tolly did at Big CD. You got to run the Mental Misstep because the 1-drop spells are just so powerful in this format. Flare of Denial because I'm okay with sacking my clones. I don't need to have them in play. That becomes a free counter spell. Fierce Guardianship is always nice for when they try to bounce the Gyruda. It's a free spell to protect. Flusterstorm's just too strong to cut. Same with Force of Will. Then we're running into pieces where we've got Toxic Deluge to deal with these Cradle decks, which is very rampant, and I do recommend anyone going to a bigger tournament to be prepared to deal with Rog Thras. If you do not have an answer for that deck, you are going to get outvalued. So Toxic Deluge was a back and forth include. I was contemplating playing Mnemonic Betrayal over it, but Deluge was just the piece that was needed in so many games that I've even tutored it off of Broodlord flips to convince a table to let me see another turn.
Understood. Yeah.
Um,
I definitely hear you that. It's the same argument for me including Culling Ritual in my Tiamat list, literally, because
Yep.
just those big creature decks, or even in some cases those low mana Stax decks, they can really get out of hand when they start doing the layering of the similar effects that can lock you out the game. Like 2 and below can really get out of hand. So I definitely hear you what you're saying there.
and then I'm on Into the Floodmaw over Chain of Vapor personally because of the fact that I do not want them to sap their land and bounce my Gyruda because I'm done. You cut me off. My lifeline's gone because I know I'm only gonna have one land in play, and I somehow got there.
Understood.
So like, can't have any of that.
Gotcha.
Mana Green is very, very big. So I have countered uncounterable legendary spells because of the way that Mana Drain is phrased, that at the beginning of the next main phase, add an amount of mana equal to that spell's mana value. It does not say that the spell has to be successfully countered. It just has to be targeted.
Right.
So there was an instance where Lumra with a Cavernous Souls goes, I'm going to cast Lumra. I go, okay. Sitting out to play with the fish was like, you got anything for the Lumra? They go, no. I was like, oh, I guess I can draw you a card. Here's a Mana Drain.
Now I guess I can draw you a card. Get the fuck out of here. I'll take the 6 mana from like next turn.
Looking at the 2 lands that I've been playing, is like, is this okay? Like turn 3, get rid of them? Fine.
No, I wish for the audience, you all have to come back for the VOD. If you see his hand gestures, like it's okay. Look,
The amount of times at Frenzy at the Falls where I sat there and go, come on, just let me have a Gyruda, like it was ridiculous and it worked every time. I think it's the cheeks, all right? I don't know what to say.
100%. So I dig that. So what I'll do, so I want to do now is we got to go back to heuristic study because I don't argue on the exclusion. I don't, but I'm curious on the reasoning because I'm a big dude on intentionality. So within that, we got to look at the statement of amount of free interaction. And I'm counting here Daze, Fierce Guardianship, Flare of Denial, Force of Will, Pact of Negation, Mind Break Tap, Mental Misstep, and we can't slip past it, Commandeer interaction in some cases as well. That's 8 pieces of free interaction. So for me, that makes me question. I'm like, okay, it's not a lack of free interaction that validates heuristic study, but some part of me is like, is it something about, I'm actually very curious, maybe the audience has some input. Is it something about wanting to be so fast that heuristic study gets worse as a pool because of like, I'm trying to formulate it in my mind because I'm not mad at the exclusion. And I'm not even like, oh no, fight the power, don't run the good cards. Because like, no, I'll run good cards even if I don't want to run them, like because I do an OBM. So I'm kind of curious, like, is there any other experiences that we could share with the audience that really validate the exclusion of heuristic study? Or talk to me a little bit more, brother.
So this is the power of phrasing coming into play. So when I said I cut heuristic study, it was because I didn't have enough value cards. Not interact.
Gotcha.
So free interaction, yes, there's 8 pieces. I need you to just scroll up to the copy city number.
Got you. 24. Interesting.
There's 24 dead cards that I'll be drawing. And as soon as they're in my hand, there's less of a chance that I'm winning that game. As that number gets lower, my Gyruda flips become worse and worse with each draw. So where if I need to convert to a long game, I'm okay with drawing the clones, yes. Do I want to draw them still? No. And there's no way of changing that. I'm not on like Sensei's Divining Top to switch my card draw, like my card draw for turn.
Understood.
Like I'm not going that deep into it. I'm still trying to win relatively early. Like this game's mid-range archetype is like I'm still trying to win on turn 4.
Understood.
I'm still not trying to see a 5th land drop. If I'm seeing a 5th land drop in 25 lands, we've got a serious issue. And I've played the game completely wrong.
Okay. So I'm starting to receive what you're putting down a little bit more. You enjoy the temporary aspect of fish because you can say, "Hey, stop drawing." If this is what I'm receiving, it's less about drawing clones are bad, but it's like, no, it's not because they're terrible in hand, because you can use them for value, but it's like, no, I'm lowering my ability for my deck to do my thing if I have a heuristic study or an internal draw engine on board that I can't get rid of at some point. So even though we have multi-clones, like even the best in clone, technically speaking, we have the Clever Impersonator. We usually don't want to grab a Heuristic Study, because each time we draw a clone, we're decreasing our chances to cast our commander and convert that into a win. Okay, I'm receiving it. That's what was connecting I just couldn't bring the words to my head. That's what I'm receiving. Okay, that makes sense, brother. Okay. Well, with that being said, go ahead, brother. Yeah.
All I'm going to say is Clever Impersonator is the best Smothering Tithe, and Gigantoplasm is the world's best printed Esper Sentinel.
wait. We got to go to Gigantoplasm real quick.
It's right next to Flesh Duplicate.
Yeah. Oh, shit. And I see what you're saying about... Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So one thing I've noticed while playing this deck is, like I said, drawing clones is never bad. You just have to know what clones to use for what. A lot of them are interaction in their own right. So like Gigantoplasm, I said, is the best Esper Sentinel. It's because it strictly is. Like, you're going into someone that, like, Blue Farm's turn and they've drawn a million cards and go, all right, cool, I'm going to make them pay 2, like, even just adding the 1 to it. Paying 2 into it to make them have to pay 2 for Esper Sentinel can be a huge swing. It might change the way that they're playing their turn. Clever Impersonator can copy anything. So, like I said, it's the world's best Smothering Tithe because it's blue.
Got you.
And pointing out the 40k clone that was first brought up when we came into this, Calidus Assassin. It destroys the creature it's cloning. It's up top next to a Ton Soldier.
Got you. Oh, sheesh.
So there's times where I'm like, guys, like, I have a way of removing this Voice of Victory. I'm going to have to clone it, but like that, I'll stop there.
Yeah.
Like that becomes an interaction that's like, what's the better of two evils? Gyruda, that's himself out for a turn so we can interact with Blue Farm, or just like Blue Farm have a silence effect on board.
Right, 100%. That also triggers their Timna and all the other blah 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 whatever not.
Yep.
Understood. No, that makes sense. And I like that. I really like that.
So like each clone that has more than just enter the battlefield as X has a very powerful ability stapled to it. Over time, the clones have just been getting better and better. Like Copy Crook connives whenever it attacks or deals combat damage, one of the two. So that's inherent card draw, and you know what? That's one of my favorite Tivits. Being able to connive before making the clues and treasures is awesome.
I got you. Yeah, I hear that. 100%.
So there's just so much value within these clones over time that, depending on if we are going into that turn 4, turn 5, turn 8 game, each of these clones, I'm now looking at my hand going, this is now the angle in which I'm going to attack this game. I'm going to clone the Tivit, draw some cards, make some treasures past the turn, or I'm going to make an Esper Sentinel or a Ranger Captain. Like, the value creatures that are in our format right now are allowing a deck like this to shine, even though we don't have the consistent ramp that other colors have, like green has with their mana dorks. We have just enough rocks that 4 CMC is like the perfect number to get us on turn 2, turn 3. So we're able to just barely keep up with the other decks if we're having to play a grindy game plan. But that's, once again, that's plan C, D, and E. Like,
understood. Yeah, no, I definitely hear you. And what I like about what you just said is, I really like how it basically, your deck gets better as the game keeps growing. These clones, they've been showing how they print cards. They're just going to keep printing, oh, this clone clones, but it also does this, and then this clone clones, but then it also does this. Like, even with one of my favorite sets from 2025, Deceptive Frostkite is a creature dragon. I don't play this in my TMAT list, but 2 blue for flying, you may have this creature enter as a copy of a creature you control with power 4 or greater, except it's a dragon in addition to its other types and has flying. Yeah, that you don't really care about all the dragon stuff, but it's 2 blue, it's a clone. It's just another low CMC clone that helps you do the thing your commander's trying to do more and more and more, because your commander's it's a 6/6, you know what I'm saying? So I really like that. I like that a lot. Literally, I really like that. Well, and while we're on clones, I would love you. Is there any other notable clones or any clone synergies that we should know about for this clone city?
Yep. So specifically, we've got the. Well, I should rephrase this. One key piece in the deck that's not in Clone City that you do have to remember for Clone City is that we're going back to Heartless Summoning.
Okay.
All these 4 CMC clones are 2 CMC.
Got you.
In most of the time. So, like, we're looking at all the generic pips leaving, and we just need those colors, which is why the land base is all the lands can produce both colors. Is so we can consistently get out all these clones. We can get out our free removal spells, like our creature removal spells. We can get out our value tivots, our value timers, our ranger captains, and half the time it's gonna be for less than what they cost for the player captain.
Gotcha.
So we're able to cast it into turn 3, but still hold up a Flusterstorm. They can't do that. They've got to hold up pre-interaction.
Okay. So, audience, what we've just learned is that we have to counter the fuck out this hard display. I'm joking aside. No, I hear what you're saying. No, I know.
All jokes aside, you are correct. Yeah. Realistically, if you're playing against a guy, I'm going to be full on about this. If they're going turn 1 mana vault, you better have a mental misstep. And if they played a land first and they're doing that, you better have a Flusterstorm for the days.
Yeah. No, all jokes aside, I like this card. That I really haven't seen a list outside of Keurig that has enjoyed playing this because they want to get Keurig on board as fast as possible. Do the mana cheat thing for tutors, but I love it in this deck as well because it makes everything you're trying to do just better. It's like a synergy card that can be argued to be a bad card, but at the same time, is it a bad card if it's helping you win on turn 1 to turn 2, and however that may be. You said what?
I said exactly. Like, you're 100% correct there, because there's a world where I go land, Soul Ring, Petal, this, LED, and Gyruda. Like, it's if no one's showing me signs of interaction, this card is one of the hands that can win you a game.
That's right.
Like, you're not gonna have any cards left in your hand anyway because of the LED. So, like, why not? Just jam it.
And then if God forbid you do whiff out, all these very respectfully but very expensive clones become 2 blue or blue colorless or 2 blue 2 color. Like, they become much more manageable CMCs to be able to cast from hand in the event that God forbid that we do whiff out, even though we've done the math to see things through. I like that. Okay. Yeah. Now, please keep going. We have a little bit more from Clone City, and then I also want to hit on some audience questions that we had for you, but please keep going for Clone City, brother.
Yep. So, like I said, each clone has their own variation of exactly what they're trying to do. I had a cool interaction where Chameleon Mastermind was in my hand, and I cast Gyruda with LED, and I was able to have it come out as a copy of a Roaming Throne before Gyruda came into play. So I had 2 Roaming Thrones in play. So that guaranteed that I was seeing the top 12 cards in my library. I was able to win right off the stack right there. Like, it having the text of Mayhem there was so strong that I've never run into interaction before until that instance.
Damn.
So each clone having their different keywords and different rules among them is very strong in certain settings, and as long as you can acknowledge those settings, the deck ceiling gets higher and higher as you play the deck.
Okay. I received that. It, like, a lot. Yeah, I received that. I don't want to stop your flow. Keep going, brother. Keep going. I like this.
Oh no, you're good to interrupt here because I'm trying to think of other weird interactions. Like, the Metamorph and Waxen Shapeshifter can come in as artifacts.
Yeah.
So, like, that's more mana rocks that you can get for 3 and 4 mana. Spark Double is huge in the list because when you're doing a Technomancer loop, it gets a +1/+1 counter, so you're getting 7 treasures rather than 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that +1/+1 counter goes huge and lets you put 2 activations on the stack at once.
Yeah, no, it definitely feels like it's like, oh, I can just turn my brain off, and it's like, yeah, but no.
A lot of people think you can just turn your brain off with the deck, and then they try to pilot and they realize it's a whole lot harder than it seems.
Yeah.
And I've been insulted by being told it's a brain dead deck until I've had to play out a winning line. I've had a lot of people see that there's 4 Gyruda triggers on the stack and 100% scoop because they know it's inevitable, which is perfectly fine. I'm okay with a shortcutted win. They
Right.
just have to ask me how I'm winning the game, and I'll gladly explain it. And I'll also tell them the truth that that exact line is non-deterministic because of the fact that we're gambling,
Right.
but it is guaranteed still at the end of the day.
Damn near. Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I definitely hear that. What I see about this deck is it's definitely a thing where the most brain dead portion of the list may be the putting the mana on the board to cast Gyruda, but following that, everything that follows is similar to where you have Atali, like getting the Atali trigger is the brain dead part. Treasonous Ogre, LED plus City of Traders plus Mana Vault, however you may do it.
Yeah.
Getting the mana to cast commander is the brain dead part, but when you're resolving the triggers, that's where you have to put your hat on and realize, like, dude, this is my window, this is my thing. If I flub up because I didn't fully read that, God forbid, ninjutsu from the Sakashima student, I could have ninjutsu'd in this clone on turn 2 after whiffing out. I could have kept it going, or some junk like that. And missing that, those small little windows can actually cost you games, and that's very, very interesting. Wow. A clone that I'm actually curious to ask, and I may be missing it, is I'm seeing the Mirhall Mimic. This is one of the MDFC clones, but I was curious when asking where there's an MDFC clone that's on the back of a land, and I want to ask you about that one. Does that have a place? I was just curious, just wanted to pick your brain a little bit.
Is that Mirror Pool Mimic, if I remember correctly?
I think so. I haven't found a cEDH deck that it's nope. Let me look up MDFC. If you all know in the chat, please drop it.
So I know I'm not on all of the clones yet. I still left space out for other pieces.
Glasspool Mimic. My apologies.
Glasspool, 3 CMC. That's why.
There you go. There we go. Okay. Thank you. I know. I was like, bro, this seems like and the worst is a tap land. Yeah. No, but I definitely hear what you're saying here. Definitely makes sense. Okay. Everyone, yeah, TTC didn't read. Yes. 2 colors and a blue for the clone. So this one does not get hit by Gyruda's ability to bring back even costed creatures. So that makes sense. Okay. 100% makes sense there.
So even when it comes to that argument of like why I'm not on all the even CMC clones, is I made sure to tune the list where I could still interact, get there fast enough, as well as have an agency in the game. Where being a turbo deck, a creature-based turbo deck, you do not have a lot of agency.
Yeah.
With the way that it's built, for lack of better terms, I've strategically gone through the clones that were in other people's lists.
Yeah. And
chose the ones that I thought made the most sense value-wise. Like, look at, I've got the 2 removal clones with Evil Twin, a Taunt Soldier combos with a Ham Sandwich, Chameleon gets to stay on the battlefield, Clever Impersonator is a Mystic Remora Ristic Study. Clone, I just like the avatar art. I'm not gonna try to
manage you. That's one of my favorite shows. Like I'll rewatch that junk today if I need to. Please, come on now.
But like I've gone through and I've chosen the ones with the keywords that matter, and one of those keywords that I was very high on trying to find was Flash. So I am at least on all of the Flash clones, no matter the CMC, including the 6 mana one from Modern Horizons 3, Sakashima's Protege.
This one
for Commander Legends, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I've never seen this card before, but Cascade, does that?
Oh, it's so strong. It's so
does
strong.
That just automatically win? Because it
does not automatically win me the game. It almost gets me there if I hit a doubler before it resolves. Okay. It definitely can win me the game. But there's most of the times I am just hitting like counter spells and stuff. It can whiff. There's also been times where it hit a saw in half. The Cascade is a gamble, but the Flash lets me win at instant speed.
Got you. So, and of course, the win after go ahead and say that again one more time, bro. I cut you off. My bad, brother.
That's why it's included. It's the win after mentality of I'm trying to. You actually are fantastic have a fantastic play style with this where you're trying to storm off out of nowhere, but you're also trying to do it on top of people from time to time.
Yeah.
Whether that's them crafting their Ranger Captain and then you responding to the Ranger crack, or being able to
Yeah.
bait someone's interaction to react on top.
Yeah.
These clones do that.
Mm.
It's sort of out there because, like, yeah, this one is not a good example because even with the reducer, it'll cost 4. But like,
Yeah.
cards like Waxen Shapeshifter, the one from what's it called?
Something.
Aether Drift.
Aether Drift. Yeah.
That one's at flash speed, and it will cost me 1 in a generic and a blue if I have Heartless Summoning out. Like, that makes it better than Thoracle in some instances because of that color restriction.
Yeah.
So there's the arguments of that. It also has cycling, so it's a 0 power and toughness clone that I can get out of my hand, draw a card, and now I have a clone in my grave to start a Technomancer loop.
Yeah. That comment on Technomancer brings I want to talk to you a little bit about Technomancer for a little bit, about the different Technomancer lines. I know that's the big question, and then I also want to a little bit after that talk about Razaketh. We had a question from the audience about Razaketh, but I wanted to first talk about Ruthless Technomancer, about the lines you do with that, and all the other good things we need to know about it for this list.
All right, so reading it aloud for people that can't see the screen, we got Ruthless Technomancer. It's a 3 and a black for a 2/4 human wizard. When it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature you control if you create a number of treasure tokens based on that creature's power. And then for 2 and a black, you can sacrifice X artifacts for a creature card with power X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X can't be 0. So Gyruda is a 6 power and toughness creature. So if Ruthless Technomancer ETBs and you have a plethora of non-legendary Gyrudas specifically, i.e. 2 to be exact, you can sacrifice the Gyruda to make 6 treasures. You can target a non-legendary clone from your graveyard with 0 power by sacking 3 treasures and then a 4th, because X cannot be 0.
Yes.
To bring it back and have it enter as a Gyruda to trigger, and you can present a loop of alternating back and forth between Technomancers and what's it called?
The non-legendary clone.
Gyruda.
Oh, Gyruda. Yes.
Yep. And specifically the non-legendary clone being a Ton Soldier. Because it itself is an artifact. You are able to present a loop with that and 1 clone alone. Because you sack the Aton Soldier as the additional artifact.
Yeah. No, I definitely do.
When the Technomancer comes in.
Got you. No, I definitely do hear you there. So I like that. And so once you generate the infinite treasures, you do that. Is that when you'll then either choose to go? So
in the process of the loop, it is also not just infinite treasures. It is the infinite mill of Gyruda in the process as well.
Because you keep bringing it back to the ETB. Got you. And that's where you keep going. Like, is that where we go into then either going Shuffle Titan to Thassus or Shuffle Titan to Fairy Mastermind, or we go at that point?
It depends on which one you hit first, because after you're starting to generate infinite treasures, you can present whichever one you would like first.
Okay.
The safest route of doing it is once you're netting treasures, you can net more treasures by having it go between a Ton Soldier and Spark Double, because Spark Double has that +1/+1 counter.
Got you.
So you'll be able to activate twice. So in case someone's been sandbagging interaction the entire time, you can put activations on the stack. The way I like to present it is bring Thoracle back first. And if someone has a response to that, you start the loop over again on top until you hit the Shuffle Titan. You then bring back the Fairy Mastermind, go through the rest of your library, the rest of your opponent's libraries. You let the Shuffle Titan resolve, and you'll still have a stack of Gyruda triggers underneath. And you'll be able to win before that stack resolves by activating Fairy Mastermind.
Understood.
Which also wins through 1 rank protection.
Yes. Okay, give me 100%, because this Fairy Mastermind ability is not drawing your cards, and of course Thassus just says win the game. I like that. Yes, Good. This is good. Okay. Well, with that being said, there's the Ruthless Technomancer line. The question from the audience that we want to ask is from Bissybacks, and he wants to ask, is there any win cons that can be assembled via Razaketh? Is that worthwhile? Because we are on Razaketh in the 99, and is it any exact combo change you go for here, or talk to me, brother?
So with Razaketh, it all depends on how much mana is left on board, what board states look like. Because I'm playing this in mainly tournament settings, I'm not playing it in the TTT servers. Like, guys, this is the deck I'm gonna jam. Like, let's play for the 3 hours by accident. Like, I'm not playing with that mentality. So if I can flip a Razaketh on board, I go, all right, cool. I'm gonna sack my Gyruda, put it to the grave. I'm gonna grab Reanimate, cast Reanimate, start the loop over again.
Okay.
That's one way of just going about it, short, sweet, to the point.
Yeah.
Then you can continue going that way. So Razaketh sort of works as like I'm going to continue the chain.
Yeah.
It can also go, hey guys, I'm going to tutor a Pact of Negation because I mulled the 3 and there's a Rog side next turn that I just fed 40 cards. Like that Razaketh is 100% of like, this has been dangerous. I want to stop this. Guys, please help me, bud.
So it's a Swiss Army knife similar to Hoarding Broodlord. Basically, because your deck has so many creatures, both of these creatures they can do whatever they want to do, whatever you want them to do, with either finding it, put it to exile with Hoarding Broodlord, or sacking one of your 1.5 billion clones with Razaketh to get the exact card you want to your hand.
So I will say though, Hoarding Broodlord, 100 times better of a card. If I've got 3 non-legendary, 2 non-legendary Gyrudas in play, Gyruda, and I hit a Hoarding Broodlord, and I know Gyruda resolve, I go, all right, cool. I know this Technomancer is definitely coming into play, and I'm winning the game on the spot.
Gotcha.
So Broodlord's definitively more like a I'm winning the game card. It can work as a Swiss Army knife, and that's usually how I play it off. Razaketh is definitely the flip that's like, oh no, I didn't get there. Like, let's stop this guy. It can also, you can sack to just continue on to the next turn. Like I said, you can just sack it, grab the Reanimate and upkeep, draw, see if you hit any more value. Like say you hit a clone, you go, all right, cool, I'm gonna Reanimate and I have a clone to start it again if I don't get there. Or you even grab the Starfield Vocalist, be like, I'm really gonna get there. So gotcha. There's a lot of choices you can go with Razaketh. It's not a I'm gonna win the game button, like I said, but it's definitely a I'm the threat. And worst comes to worst, it's an 8/8 that's also a demon that I'm going to use to attack you with Arden.
Got you. 100%. That makes sense. With that said, we do have 2 other very quick questions, and then this will actually get us into our ramp category. The first one was Pete Bog, the devotion land.
The ones that come in tapped that generate when you remove a counter.
Yes. So it was for Pete Bog, and we'll get to the next one in a second, but we wanted to get your insight on this one. Comes in a baffle tap with 2 depletion counters.
Already don't like it.
Okay. Talk to me.
So if you look through the lands, I'm on Crystal Vein before this.
Okay. Keep going.
Crystal Vein comes in untapped.
You want the turn 1 that bad.
I need my lands to be untapped. This at least gets me my Soul Ring into my Arcane Signet. Pete Bog slows everything down by a turn.
Gotcha.
I'm also on Lake of the Dead though, but Lake of the Dead has a different use. Gotcha. It's for a late game out of nowhere Gyruda. Say the first attempt didn't work and they bounce Gyruda back to my hand.
Right.
I'm always fetching. If I've got a fetch turn 1, I'm fetching a Surveil land first, and then I'm going for my Underground Sea. I was drawing a blank. Yeah. I'm more than willing to stack all my lands to cast a Gyruda.
Wait a second. I gotta call a spade a spade. I don't think. Wait, hold on a second. We did just talk about tap lands, and you got a tap land in your deck. I gotta call a spade, bro.
There's a difference, though.
Okay, talk to us, brother.
That enables a winning piece. That can put a clone into my grave.
That's fair. That is fair.
So if I've only got 2 flips off of Gyruda, And first one's not a legendary clone, Technomancer, but I played Undercity Sewers as my first land drop, and I hit a clone.
Yeah.
I've got the Technomancer loop right there. I don't have to worry about anything else.
Okay.
But if I played a Peat Bog turn 1, and I'm sitting there going past the turn, like I'm just passing the turn.
Okay.
I'm not like.
I hear that.
There's more value in Sewers than there is Peat Bog. I do understand the aspect of the tapping for 2.
Yeah.
I just don't think that value is enough, especially where I'm on a card like Lake of the Dead. I don't want too many lands that sack themselves.
Got you. Understood. And too many lands for tapping as well as a thing. That's fair. That's fair. And so the next one I wanted to touch on, then the next card is kind of feels like it's going to fall in a bit of the same vein because it's like a colorless artifact, mana dork kind of vibe. It's called Jeweled Amulet. If you all are not familiar with it, let's see if I spelled it right. It's basically you pay 1 tap and put a charge counter on this artifact. Note the type of mana spent to pay this activation. Activate only if there are no charge counters on this artifact. And then the next ability is tap it, remove a charge counter from this artifact, add 1 mana of this artifact's last noted type. So what it feels like it may have the similar thing where it's the charge counter. It's like I'm loading up, so maybe it's solid on turn 1, gets worse on turn 2 because then you're moving into turn 3. Talk to me a little bit about that.
So Jeweled Amulet, I considered to start. The way I looked at it is, excuse me. Over time, your game plan is very outward. I'm trying to count to 6 man. I'm trying to cast Gyruda. I'm trying to win the game. If there's more and more cards coming in the list that are going, hey guys, like look at me, I'm ramping. That's on board. Like don't mind me, I'm just gonna put a charge counter on it. Oh no, like, 4 mana now, guys.
Did not wait, sort of chill out. Like, don't mind me, just put the charge counter on the board. Chill out, bro. I hear you. No, I'm fucking with you, bro. Please continue.
At least if it's colorless mana, people aren't that scared.
That's messed up to say, but it's true. Psychologically, I don't understand how this goes under people's head, but certain things just the threat analysis is like it's colors better. What can they do with colors better? He just needs 2 black or blue pips to cast spirit, but it's only colors better. Why do I have to waste my mental misstep on the meta vault?
So, I played a game with one of my buddies that plays Blue Farm religiously. He was one of my testing partners going into ZD, and he was also. Rog side, not Blue Farm. And he's also the Rog side that made it to top with ZD with me. Like he knew my deck. He stopped me from doing anything in that top 4, and it sort of sucks. It is what it is. Yeah. We both just looked at each other with shotguns in our hand and let Ian do whatever he wanted. Like it is what it is. Yeah. But in a testing game, I went, all right, guys, here's a Soul Ring. He goes, yeah, cool. I'm like, all right, cool. Pass the turn. Next turn, here's a Dark Ritual. He goes, nope, stop it. All right, cool. That game's chalked. Go to the next game. I start with a Dark Ritual. He goes, yeah, that's fine. I then cast a Soul Ring. Counters the Soul Ring. So, as long as you know that mana as a whole is just scary in this deck, like you're gonna be fine. Yeah. I don't even care if then secrets out. If I go to the next 5 tournaments, get blown out, it is what it is.
No, man. I mean, but we go back to the truth. Like, yes, the linchpin for the early game is the mana. Yes, it's the same way how like with a lot of Grixis base, or even I'll call it the Tiamat list. I had a game where shout out to one of the patrons. What's my guy's Praetor? He hit my Vampiric Tutor. I was trying to go into a turn 2 Entomb Reanimate with a Saw and Half Arty hand, trying to do just do that Hoarding Brute Lord combo turn 2 on the play. He hit my Vampiric Tutor with that mental misstep, and he didn't know it at the time, but it was debilitating. Notably, I had the daze in hand, but he had his fetch still up. That's what hurt the most because I couldn't daze it. But
that's fair.
It was like, dang it! So you have your mana for the daze. It was. I ended up winning the game. Still, it was really, really cool. I'll tag the short up here. But at the end of the day, no, against these turbo decks, you gotta be able to hit them early game at their critical juncture. A lot of lists, it may be the 1 mana tutors or 2 mana tutors. In this list, it's the mana similar to Atali. But the difference, we have to bring up the difference about this list from a lot of other all gas, no breaks lists is you can pivot to the mid range. It may not be what you.
got good breaks. I got new breaks. All right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm taking those turns nice and easy.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's-
and I have to bring this. I don't want you to cut you off. Go ahead, brother. What were you saying, brother?
It's the fact of the matter that I've specifically catered to interaction that can still progress me later on, that I
Yeah.
feel is what's making it strong.
Yeah.
The fact that, like, even with how I put it in, I'm on 14 mana rocks in this deck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to slowly get there over time.
100%.
And I even count Commandeer as a ritual.
Yeah.
Because I will steal those LEDs. I will steal your mana vault. I will find a way to get there as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But I'll also stop a Necro and tell everyone up front, guys, I can't win it through this. Like, I'm gonna do it as like a refill my hand every turn, and you can kill me in that time. If not, it is what it is.
100%. Nah, I definitely.
So-
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Yeah, I definitely do hear you. And one thing that, like, I'm gonna be honest, the reason I don't mind people knowing tech, like, it was similar to like when I was making the TMAT deck test, because I had like a 7-month span where I was like, dude, y'all, this deck is fucking broken. I can't explain it. I didn't understand it, but I understand it better now. It was a thing where the deck was broken. I remember the first time I went to the TMAT Discord, there was like, yeah, man, we love to see the TMAT content, but if he keeps telling our secrets, we're not gonna have our Brewers advantage anymore. And I go back to the truth of saying, like, if we can only win because our opponents don't know what we're doing, is our deck actually good? In the long game, is it gonna be like one of those quick flames? Like, for example, remember Slicer from the what set was that? The Transformers. Slicer is the mono red commander. It was like, this was for a quick second, this was like the flavor of the month, or somewhere between 1 to 3 months was that flavor, and it was just like really powerful. But what did we see once people knew how to beat it? As in, like, y'all don't let them take out one player, because then Go just gets better. But then if we like that's an example of a deck that just fills it out. But if we look at another example of, like, for example, Magda is an amazing example of, like,
yeah,
we all know what the fuck Magda is trying to do. Why does it keep winning? Like, outside of Orcish Bowmasters, which has been, I wouldn't say it took it out the meta. It's been a little tough to navigate it, a little tougher, especially because they don't have Dockside now just to automatically play Magda and win the game. But Magda is an example of the deck that gets under the Rhystic, gets under the Esper, under the Fish, and all these other things. But everyone knows how it works, but it's still so powerful, and it's proven now. It's not a fringe meta buster commander anymore. It's part of the meta. You know what I'm saying? So, no,
100%.
Well, I say all that to say, bro, I want everybody to know your tricks, because I want you in that next tournament for everyone to come up, oh, I saw TTC's video, I know how you gonna win. I'm waiting for it, and I want you to say, okay, for sure.
Already, bro. So
you said what?
So that's already a problem, because you've got to remember, Baked ZD was 2 weeks before Frenzy at the Falls, and both were 45 minutes from each other.
Yeah.
Out of the 100-something players at Frenzy at the Falls, they were all at ZD. They all knew what I was doing. There was no surprise Gyruda. I would always sit at a table, and at least one person would go, "Do you guys know how this deck wins?" All right, stop it. And it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to find a way around it.
Yeah.
And a lot of finger taps, like, you get there over time.
If you don't stop with these animations, y'all gotta watch the video on YouTube. If I see one more of these right here, bro, at the screen.
That's the thing, is they work. You're sitting there, you're making it laugh. You know what? Tomorrow when we play with the rest of the community, I'm gonna verbalize what I'm doing it, and you're gonna think about it, and you're gonna let me do it. All right?
Yeah, that's real. No, I hear you, brother. No, that's hilarious. My cheekbones are hurting from all this laughing because I'm smiling so hard. But with all that said, I do want to make sure we don't hold people too long, and I want to make sure they have time to get the rest of this amazing brew. So I want to take some time to, we've just got done talking about Clone City. We can sit here for honestly hours and just talk about all the clones. But what I will say is, you all, if you want the opportunity, please check out the link in the bio. If you're in the chat, make sure to check out the link that just dropped is there. But also check us AZYAAH on Moxfield to check out his Gyruda list, and you can take time to please just comment on the list and ask him as many questions like, why this clone, why this cloning, or why this art for Avatar, and be like, because it's one of the greatest shows ever made. Like, very simple. What are we talking about? But with all that said, I do want to take some time and talk about the other facets of the list, notably being our ramp package, because none of this would be possible unless we can ramp to that turn 1 to turn 2 Gyruda.
Exactly. So, like I said, up until yesterday, I wasn't even on Gemstone Caverns, but
Yeah.
the deck was still doing the thing. So it's just a matter of when you're looking at your mulligans, you look at your pod, you have to consider from turn 0. That beginning conversation with yourself is no longer, am I playing for a win or am I playing for a draw in this setting? It is, am I playing for the long game or am I playing for a turn 1 or a turn 2, realistically? And based on that, you've got to determine which mana rocks you need to see.
Yeah.
So if I'm playing for a turn 1, I'm looking for an LED, Commandeer, and Copy Artifact. Or a Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual. I'm looking for all my rituals. If I'm playing a later game, I want to see cards like Mox Diamond, Opal, and Talismans or Signets. Crow Mox is always gas because you're always going to have a clone to pitch and you're not even going to have to think twice about it. Now, when you get into the trickier spots is knowing when to keep that Grim Monolith or when the Mana Vault's just not good enough. It's sort of like doing Dargo math where like you're trying to count to 3 sacks with Dargo or 4 sacks with Dargo and then you're good to go off. You're trying to get to that sweet number of 4 colorless, and that's where it starts to get difficult. So like the Grim Monolith and Mana Vault help you get there, but they're not just quite it. So that's why we run both lands in Ancient Tomb and Crystal Vein, because they stack for that 2 colorless to hit that magic number 4 or 6 with one way or another.
Gotcha.
Most of the time they'll be having 1 extra colorless if we do it that way, if we do it with Mana Vault or Grim Monolith, which is perfect for paying for Rhystic Study. For the love of all tournament people, pay your taxes on turn 1 or 2, please. Or just don't play anything, because that's how we're losing the game to wrong side. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's real. That's real, brother. That's real. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. That's real. No, all of that makes sense. I do like this ramp package, and I do have to restate. I do like how you have Commandeer in here as part of your rituals, because it's like, hey, get rid of blue plus 2 clones are burning in your hand. Just go ahead and grab those early rocks, and it's a play that not only will it push you forward, but it'll also just completely just cuck your opponent. And I don't mean that like in a disrespectful way, but like,
oh no, I've had players keep turn 2 tides, and I take their Mana Vault and they go, what am I gonna do now? And I get to smile and go, you're gonna lose the game. And then we just and like get into what it is. A lot of people, especially in this mid-range more of a meta, are mulliganing for specific hands to get their value engines. And a
100%.
lot of these rocks are very dependent on it. So Commandeer has become such a strong piece.
Yeah.
Like, I've even taken Mox Diamonds before. Like, I'm that petty with this card.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm that petty. I'm that guy, bro. I walk in that just get it done, brother. That's hilarious, bro.
It is so strong, and it's not that people don't expect it, especially if they've played with me long enough. They now will put a Mana Vault on the stack and go Commandeer. Like, it's expected.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not like I'm trying to find the card. It just happens to be in my opening hands a lot, because it is just that strong into what people are trying to develop, and you're trying to both stop one opponent and progress yourself.
Yeah.
That brings me back to like my interaction sweep. It's specific to still progress my game plan.
100%. Yeah. I definitely do hear you there, brother. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love this. I love the uniqueness about it. And I didn't get to say this earlier. One piece that I love within your ramp package that I'm actually gonna take this tech from Marnie's room and check this out is I really like the Lake of the Dead text. I recently was just crawling. I'm like, bro, how do I get this Peer into the Abyss, this Bola Citadel? How do I get these cards out faster? And what I really love about this is what this Lake of the Dead does is, as long as you make sure you fetch properly, you really can curve out quite easily into getting this down on turn 2, sacrificing a swamp and just using your fetches to properly say on turn 3. That gives you a bare minimum of 5 mana, correct? Because you tap the swamp, tap that for 5, and whether it's a Mana Vault, Grim Monolith, that helps close up the gap for the rest of the mana. But I really like this, what I see with this Lake of the Dead tech. I'm gonna need to check this one out for my Marnie's build, for the turbo build I'm going for. But I like this, man.
I'll also step back on the Commandeer for a second. I made the joke about taking a Mox Diamond.
Yeah.
The play, I do want to explain that because it does sound petty, but it allowed me to turn 1 Vampiric Tutor for a Mana Vault to go Mana Vault, Dark Rit, Gyruda on turn 1. So the power in Commandeer as a ritual, depending on what's in hand, can be game changing, and can
100%.
change it from keeping a really slow hand to we're now turbo, like it. And there's that mentality of that pre-game talk of like, you guys want to play a responsible game? I'm here for a responsible game.
Yeah.
Like shaking hands with that Tivit. I made the joke is like, we're gonna be here for a long game. I commandeered your Manifold. This is no longer a long game, bro. Like, I'm sorry.
I dig
It's
it.
one of those things that it can sway the way that you're playing the game in the matter of seconds, and it's becoming a near and dear card to my heart and list because of those aspects.
I dig it. I'm not gonna lie, I really do dig it a lot. Yeah, I personally don't have anything else to add on to this when it comes to this RAM package because I love everything I see. I just wanted to then just follow this up by asking, like, can we just talk about this land-based 25 lands, but a powerful 25 lands? Is there anything notable you want to touch on from this land base for the audience?
Yeah, if you ever see me Vamp Tutor turn 1, it's 100% for a Cavern of Souls.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna handle. Like, so we're trying to make sure we cover all bases. So I've got the 3 colorless lands in ancient double lands in Ancient Tomb, City of Traders, and the Crystal Vein. I'm drawing a blank there. Gemstones is new tech. I don't know if anyone really knows about that card. I'm gonna test it out. Let you guys know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But I've got just enough fetches to get my colored sources +2. But like, there's nothing really special. I'm on all 3 pain lands between Starting Town, Mana Confluence, and City of Brass. I'm on just everything that produces blue and black. The only really spicy card, like we've already gone over, is the Lake of the Dead. It allows you to try an early Gyruda on turn 1 or 2, and then lets you just present another one on turn 3 with its sack of blade.
Yeah.
So being able to just constantly put pressure on the board, you're not pushing heavily like Rogsai and getting blown out of the game. There are ways to recover with the deck, and it's very efficient at recovering as long as you understand what you're doing and knowing how you're playing the game. And it's definitely one of those decks where you've got to know the meta. You've got to know what decks are playing. Some people have pet cards and they can throw you off, but as long as you know the majority of everyone's 99, you're going to ultimately get there one way or another. Over time, this deck does just overwhelm in value. So the 25 lands hasn't been an issue to this point. At one point I was on the tapped unless you control an island or swamp. I think it's Drowned Catacombs. But like the dead just felt like it fit that slot so much better, and I'm very happy for putting that in. It has one thing spoken. So given draws that weren't available if I was still on Drowned Catacombs. So it's definitely a card that I do recommend people that are trying to be more aggressive but sly about their aggression and having that consistent ramp over turns, which is very key. I do recommend trying out Lake of the Dead. I'm gonna give props to my buddy Frankie, who played the Gitrog monster for years. Like, I wouldn't have thought of Lake of the Dead if it wasn't for him playing Gitrog. So, like, 100%. I gotta give him the props for that. And other than that, I don't think there's really anything super spicy about my lands. I think it's pretty standard for a two color cEDH deck. Just on a couple less plans, basic lands.
I dig it. No, I love everything I see, brother. I think this is a fantastic list. When it comes to the count to the audience, this is just a personal epiphany I found too as I continue to accelerate as a commander, as a cEDH player. What I've personally found is that 28 lands is a great place to start out in your career. It is just enough lands where solid mulligans, you'll have a playable good hand. What I've been finding a lot recently, though, is that 26 lands has been my sweet spot, but it's only been that sweet spot because I know what I'm looking more within my mulligans, and I'm willing to more aggressively mulligan. If you're not willing to aggressively mulligan, for example, like you brought up Azzy, those hands, the threes, you got to be okay. You have to trust your deck. And that part is like, you got to build your deck. That also helps a lot if you actually build your deck from the ground up or modify an existing list to your own flavor. But if you also follow that up with that amazing brewing, with taking the time to say, to like Goldfish, and say, I trust that my list can get there at 3 cards, and actually take the time to go down to 3, you'll be fine that those 25 land counts actually work. But you have to be able to aggressively mulligan. You got to trust yourself. You got to trust your deck too. So yeah, no, I love what I see here. No shits or giggles about this 25 land count. My dragon list with freaking 6 dragons and it has 26 lands in it right now. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I have nothing to add on about that.
I think you're correct. The more comfortable you are with the list, 100%, that's when you notice these lower counts, especially in like turbo decks. So like, people crack jokes about Rockside being on 25, 24 lands. 100%, because their deck has the gas and that player is comfortable enough. I've also seen Rockside with 28 lands. And then you talk about Rao, that's a different monster. You don't talk about Rao's land count, and I think everybody
I just shout out to our guy. Shout out to my guy. Holden Pryor. Holden, shout out to my guy, Holden Pryor. He is a monster. He recently commented on one of the videos, like for the deck doctor videos, like, Doctor, I need help, bro. My deck has too few lands in it. I don't know what to do. The lands keep falling out. I don't know what happens. I love Holden Pryor. He's an amazing dude. I kid you not. And is unapologetic about his avoidance of lands in his deck, because he knows what works for him. He's not afraid to mug him down. And this may be a correlation. The more you brew at a high level, the more comfortable you are at your lower land counts, because you know what you're looking for. And the more you build your list to be able to accommodate those lower land counts. And in that case, you don't want to hit lands in your Rao flip. So you got to run a low land count. So yeah, no, but 100%. But honestly, this has been an amazing deck tech. The only final question I have for you is, are there any notable categories that we have not been able to touch on? Like we pretty much touched on anything, but any other cards you like to touch on altogether?
Off the top of my head, really not. Like, I don't think, like, the only things we didn't talk about are like the specific clone includes when it came to like the ones that are just out of pocket, which is perfectly fine. I don't want to go over all my secrets. All right, like there's 100% a reason why I'm on undercover operative. Do you know? No, you'll find out probably. Like Vizier many faces, that one just has them bomb. You don't got to read too much into that one. Like
I hear you.
But bro. I will. The card choices I've made up to this point, going off of lists that I'd seen and the way I had seen Notorious playing the list, I've made choices that I am most comfortable with.
Yeah.
Do I think these are recommended to anyone that's trying to play the deck? 100% not. I will not recommend starting out with my list when it comes to playing Gyruda. You'll definitely get the adrenaline rush of flipping into clones, and you'll figure out a win line one way or another, but I don't recommend it for newer cEDH players at the end of the day. It's definitely a more nuanced choice aspect, and knowing A, windows because you're not on silence, and B, knowing when you're just beating another player.
Got you.
Which is huge. So
100%. I definitely hear you there, brother. And honestly, I just wanted to take the time to say thank you so much for an amazing deck tech review for your Gyruda list. Like, honestly, like the only last thing that I would love to touch on while we have you here is a couple playtest hands to show our comfortability at those low modes. So if we could just take some quick time, we got the audience still here. If you all can drop us a few decks here. So we're gonna start off with me rolling a D4, D8. So yeah, we got a second seat, and so can we get some decks from the audience real quick? Really quickly, let's get some decks from the audience. I know if you're going seat 2, I'm gonna give you your spirit animal of a Tali for seat 1. We'll have you on seat 2 on Gyruda. For seat 3, let's see, let's go for a Tivit, seat 3. We talked about that a lot today. And then seat 4, what would a cEDH game be without a blue farm? So say seat 4 is a blue farm. So let's see this first 7, okay?
I like this one already.
All right. First 7, Exotic Orchard, Lion's Eye Diamond, Tarnished Citadel, Into the Flood Maw, Thassa's Oracle, Auton Soldier, and Kalidas Assassin.
So this is a potential turn 2 Gyruda, potentially turn 1, depending on what gets drawn.
Okay.
I would ship this back right away because I'm looking at the Aton Soldier in my hand. I wouldn't even second guess it, especially with Atali going seat 1. I know I need to mulligan properly for that.
Gotcha.
I want to be able to present a threat in a tournament setting where I go, you're going to either let me resolve this turn 1, or we're losing to the Atali that gets all of my clones.
Got you. 100%. I definitely hear you there. Okay. Let's check out a second 7 then. We have Exotic Orchard, Bloodstained Mire, Marsh Flats, Necromancy, Copy Artifact, Starfield Vocalist, and a Vizier of Many Faces.
Oh, we send that back right away. We don't even think about it.
I am not mad at you there, brother. Let's go see a 6. We have Command Tower, Swamp, Crystal Vein, Felwar Stone, Vampiric Tutor, Commandeer, and Into the Floodmaw.
You said we're second seed?
Yes.
So this is what I'm looking at is turn 2 or turn 3 Gyruda based on top deck, and I would be putting the Felwar Stone back into the deck because I would be hoping to draw into something to pitch to Commandeer.
Got you. Understood.
I'm personally a gambling man, so I would probably keep this, but I would know there's better 5s, 4s, and 3s.
Understood.
So I'll take it back.
You want to take it? You want to keep this, or what you thinking then? What you want to lock in?
I think we ship it back.
Okay,
We'll try to see the lower potential of the deck.
We'll go down to a 5, but let's still see what the draw is on this to see what it is. Oh, it was an LED. No.
Like I said, the deck just goes, do you want to win? Here you go. Like it's one of those things where it's because I 100% vamp tutor for what's it called?
Dark, I guess, or whatever you want, because you already have at this is wait, that's 6 mana on turn 2 either way.
Yep, 100%. So it's a matter of determining what you want to vamp tutor for, which is most likely a pact of negation in this instance.
Yeah, to protect the what?
Just so you can hold up in case the Atali gets to turn 2 before you.
Yeah.
Even then, they flip into the pact of negation. So no matter what you grab, you vamp for the pact.
Yeah.
So that way, Atali's a dead draw on you.
Got you, because you already have the 6 hits. Oh, because you want to use the vampiric off against the Atali player because you have so many clones in your list. You could possibly give them the game off of a clone hit. Yeah, I hear you there. Exactly. So who cares about using the vampiric to yourself? You want to go land, LED, play your Crystal Vein next turn, and then just do your flips after you whiff them on their flip. Understood. Okay. But we went down to a 5, though. This is not the hand we kept. We have to keep it pushing. All right, one more. Correct. Let's see what a 5 is. Morphic Pool, Mox Diamond, Demir Signet, Demonic Consultation, Pact Negation, Swan Song, and Evil Twin.
So where this is a 5, we're now getting to that aspect in the tournament setting where like, all right, there's an Atali seat 1, and I'm looking at this pack that says we're drawing the game.
Yeah.
So there's the instance where you can keep it or gamble lower. I think we're going to gamble lower because there's not a way where this hand's going to get us a turn 3 Gyruda.
Yeah.
In this spot specifically, we have to try to win fast.
Yeah.
Or get a draw on Atali being cast.
Yeah. 100%.
So I think we go down to 4.
I hear that 100%. Because eventually those draws ain't gonna be worth shit. So let's keep it going. Going down to a 4, we have an Exotic Orchard, Flooded Strand, Undercity Sewer, a Lake of the Dead, Misty Rainforest, Ardon, an Usurper, and a Phantasmal Image. Now this is kind of interesting. What do you think?
You keep Sewers, you keep Lake of the Dead, Flooded Strand, and Fimage.
Yeah, I was looking at the Fimage too, to like Itali after the Itali.
You get to Atali after the Atali, and you get to look at the top card of your library after your draw. With Undercity Sewers, you get to Atali after the Atali, and then you get a turn 3 Gyruda if you don't like the Atali.
Yeah, I like all this.
But there's also a chance where you're just winning off of copying Atali.
Yeah.
So you get that backup of like, well, that didn't work. Time to go again.
Got you. So one question though, how do you guarantee the turn 3 Gyruda? Because you get the 4 black off the lake, plus you play Undercity Sewer turn 1. Then turn 2, you Lake of the Dead. You have to set.
No, turn two, you play Flooded Strand because Lake of the Dead comes in untapped.
Ah, yes. You wait to play the Lake of the Dead. You missed which you Flooded Strand turn 2 with the Phantasm. I see now. Turn 2, the Phantasma image, and then turn 3, you can Lake of the Dead, sack one of them, but you can float the mana from the swamp before you use it. I see what you're saying now. That makes sense. Got you. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. I love all this. I love it.
So on Multifor, you're presenting potential wins if you haven't lost on turn 2 and turn 3.
Got you. 100%. And hopefully the Tivit and the Crom could put them in check just a tad bit, and that when you're
100%.
perfectly positioned to win after the Atali because of seat order. All of that makes sense. Okay. And we'll see that one draw, putting down the Arden to the bottom, the Misty Rainforest, and the Exotic Orchard to the bottom. We draw 1. It's a Fierce Guardianship, so that's fine.
That's even better because if their only interaction is to bounce Gyruda, we just Fierce Guardianship it.
Let's get it. Okay, cool. I love this. Let's do one more playtest, and this was actually pretty fun. I know I've told you this. I've been looking at Gyruda for a while now to brew it myself, but this is kind of fucking fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, as soon as you put seed order into it and like that mentality of like, am I drawing the game? Am I playing a long game, or am I trying to jam? After like taking the time to look at the list, you then see other lines. Like I've copy artifacted my own LED so many times to be
get the fuck out of here. You're right. That's a turn 2 Gyruda.
Like I've kept 4s that are 2 lands, copy artifact, and LED.
Yeah.
Like the deck's gas. People don't want to admit it, but the deck's gas.
I don't understand what they're hating is. They hate us because they ain't us, but it's okay. We're gonna see us.
No, people hate it because it says mill 4 cards. People in Commander hate the word mill.
Yeah, because of the breach feeling, or
100%. Not even breach. I think mill is one of the most hated mechanics in Magic, just because of when it saw playing Standard and Modern. And that definitely carried over to Commander. So people that are coming from cEDH to Casual Commander, from Casual Commander or from 60 card, just have an innate hatred for mill.
Yeah, especially
some people love seeing the deck pop off, and then there's others that go, "Oh God, I hate this deck." As soon as they see the Gyruda, and then I show them my 17 altars of Gyruda and go, "At least pick which one you're gonna die by." So,
got you. I got you. I get it. I'm definitely gonna be that player. Like, bro, play your favorite color because I'm gonna find a way to beat this bitch. I'm just playing now. I'm gonna pull that team man out, bro. We gonna mow down the 3 together because I'm at my best day. I'm gonna have to do like because I'm losing this.
Brother, all I'm gonna say is go ahead for your turn 2 Smothering Tithe. I kept 2 blue cards in a commandeer. We'll have fun.
I love it, brother. I love that shit. Let's get it. With that said,
let's get this one more hand.
Let's brother. Let's roll it. So this time you're going 4th. We rolled the 8, so we're going 4th. We're gonna say seat 1 is a Rog Thras. Seat 2
I love it. All
right, seat 2 will be a Rog Sai, okay? And seat 3, I'm gonna get I was gonna get Mimi with another Rog deck, but let's tame it just a tad bit. Let's make seat 3 a Kinnan. That's another meta deck. We're talking about tournament decks. So we have a Rog Thras into a Rog Sai into a Kinnan, and you're seat 4, okay?
All right. So before we even see the starting 7, I'm looking for turn 1 or 2 because the fact I am now guaranteed to at least my percentage to win off of 1 Gyruda goes up because of Rog Thras and Kinnan both being in the pod.
Increased clones.
100%.
100%. I like that. Okay, cool.
Even if it's only clones in their deck, based on how my games have gone, I always hit them when I whip, and I love it.
100%. Okay. So then with that said, we want that turn 1 and turn 2. Let's see if we can find it. First 7 is Lotus Petal, City of Brass, City of Traders, Dimir Signet, Demonic Tutor, Mana Drain, and Copy Artifact.
I keep this.
Okay. Talk to me. What
I would just keep this outright. So because of the fact we're going turn 1 City of Traders into Dimir Signet into Lotus Petal.
Okay.
We feint that we have 1 mana interaction because we won't be lying to the table. It goes, guys, like, I have this 1 counter spell, please don't make me use it. which is not alive. You've got the mana drain. This is without seeing a second card. We then get to play the copy artifact Sandbagging the City of Brass on turn 2 as a Dimir Signet. Even though it's a gradual ramp, it's still ramping us. But it also lets us get our D-Tutor out to play LED, play the City of with the floating mana, crack LED, and actually get a turn 2 if we haven't mana drained something. Or we can even slow roll even further and hold up the mana drain to get colorless mana and D-Tutor on turn 3.
Oh, so it's turn 1, City of Traders, Dimir Signet, Lotus Petal. Turn 2, use the Dimir Signet, floating a black and a colorless from City of Traders to get the copy artifact out. No, just the black. Floating just the black to get a copy artifact out to copy what again?
No, you would have 2 mana open from the Dimir Signet because City of Traders taps for 2.
Got you.
So you have 1 colorless floating, and then you'd have a black and a colorless floating, letting you Demonic Tutor if you want.
Got you.
Which you don't have to do. And that will still leave us with the Lotus Petal. So we have the option of playing City of Brass that turn to hold up the mana drain, still with Lotus Petal mana. Or we can just straight up D-Tutor that turn for LED to present that we're trying to win.
Got you. And that'll give us
so it all depends on play patterns in the pod. But this hand is definitely keepable. I think I would keep it just because top deck RNG is fantastic in the deck, because there might be an instance where you want to clone something before you even play that City of Traders. City of Brass. Just all based on ones. I do think there is definitely better 7s that we can have. And the more that I'm talking about it, the more I think I would ship this, because I think this hand is a trap.
Like a bad top deck to hit a clone?
Yep. Because the fact that I'm forgetting that we've got a Rog Science Seed too. So if I'm sitting at the table, this thought process is a whole lot easier. Trying to mental magic it, I completely forgot about we are in seat 4.
Yeah.
So I think we just ship this hand. We don't even bother keeping it.
Yeah. Do you think that there's a universe where you see what Rockside does seat 1 and try to hold up that turn 1, for their turn 2 mana drain, or do you think that's even too slow?
So the turn 2 mana drain is probably going to be eating a Wheel of Fortune or Necropotence, which is never bad. It's our only piece of interaction. And if we have to use it sacking the Lotus Petal and someone else, like they try to counter the mana drain, whoever else has to be responsible and respond to it, they just counter the Necropotence, so we actually don't benefit from the mana drain.
100%. That makes sense. 100%.
So that's where my mentality is. This hand is a trap.
Gotcha.
We're not going to actually get any mana off the mana drain.
Got you.
And we'll be losing the Lotus Petal right away.
100%.
So there's not an instance where I would actually want to keep this hand.
I agree. Especially if the person who has the additional piece of interaction is the Rog Thrash deck, because the Kennen will get priority first. If they don't have anything, then it goes on you. And if the Rog Plies player, they hit the original spell in the stack, that's problematic, and then we're fucked either way. Yeah. Other thing that was going through my head was I was a little funky on how to get the turn 2, but using the D-Tutor to ritual up for the 3 mana would be nice as well, because you already got 5 mana in the hand. You just gotta, it gets a little bit funky, but it's possible in some computation.
It gets funky very fast.
Yeah, but let's see the one draw before we go to our second 7. Flare Denial, I see.
Yeah.
Little bust on the top, but it's okay. Let's see. That's why we mulliganed. We correctly called it. Let's check out a second 7. Island, Underground Sea, Flooded Tran, Mana Vault, Grim Monolith, Tainted Pact, and Saw in Half.
It's just a turn 2 Gyruda.
Yup.
There's also a world where we can't keep this because it's too slow.
Yeah.
So
because the rock size is going to see a turn 2 first. That's tough.
It's one of those hands where, because it's a 7, I would definitely think about it for a minute. I would wait. This is where the mulligan order in tournament comes into play. If they go, I'm going to 6, I go, all right, cool, I'm going to go to 6. I think we're on par with Rogsai when it comes to mulligans, except for our turbo potential stays up the lower we go as well. So they'll also just try to, the lower they go, the faster they're trying to wheel. So that's one thing to. But the lower they go, the less interaction they'll have to stop the wheel. And if I'm also low on cards, there's no way Rogthras and Kinnan will want the wheel to resolve.
Yeah.
So there's the potential of using that to our benefit to bait interaction being used on them rather than on me.
Gotcha.
So I think going to 6 would be fine here. But that's only if Rogsai also goes to 6.
Got you. And them going first and being second seat, going before you gives you that. Okay. I definitely hear what you're saying there because, yeah, in this universe, you don't even have the sit back on holding up there for their turn to the mana drain. It's literally like you're doing 0 game actions until the potential, and so you're expecting player 1.
The only thing I can do is turn 3, hope to interact if nothing's been done yet, and even then I get stopped. So
yeah, close hand, bit of a trap, but I understand. Let's go check out let's see, that one draw would be a Lotus Petal. Oh shit,
that would have changed it, but of course, hindsight's 2020.
100%. And but no, it doesn't even give you the 2 pips. You still only get to do it until turn 2. You don't get to do it. It's still a turn 2 Gyruda though, so you didn't really lose anything there. Yeah, that's not the end of the world. Yeah, let's go check out a 6 though. Tarnished Citadel, Underground River, Vampiric Tutor, Cabal Ritual, Arden the Usurper. We know what we're putting to the bottom. Essence Flux, and Thassa's Oracle.
I would go down to 5. So there's the potential that we draw into some sort of ritual or rock that can progress our game plan, but I'm not seeing a way to at least get to Gyruda on turn 2 efficiently. Like, yeah, I can Vamp Tutor for Dark Crit, but once again, I'm sitting there staring at a wheel. So there's the world where I'm banking on the wheel to occur. Actually, I'm talking myself into this hand more and more, but I can also not interact. Yeah. So this is a matter of pre-game conversation. Guys, are we going to be responsible against Rogsai? As soon as I get confirmation from both pilots, I keep this hand because I've been here hoping to hit a Dark Ritual, so I can turn through Dark Ritual into Cabal Ritual into Gyruda.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, that's 5 mana. That's only 5 mana. Where you get the 6 mana from? Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 plus.
Did I miscount? I could have miscounted. It's fine. Oh, I'm looking at Tarnished Citadel.
It'd be LED though. You just do the same thing with LED. Yeah, you just go get the LED and you'll get the same effect. Yeah. Okay, understood. So then that's my question. Do you out of 5? Well, no, this is a 6. So what are you thinking? Keeper Mo.
I think I keep this at 6.
Okay.
Hope that, once again, that it's a matter of the pre-game conversation. As long as everyone is responsible against Rogsai, I think we're good about it. I presented that Rogsai is going to be the problem in this game, not me. And go from there.
Got you. Understood. I dig it. And yeah, I like this. Puts the Gyruda under Mindbraid Trap, but I think the Mindbraid Trap gets eaten from the Rogsai much more easily. The biggest thing that can potentially hurt this hand I can see also is maybe your opponents know what you're doing, and so they hit you with that, hey, before I interact with Rogsai, what, like, no Gyruda cast turn 2, and at that point you just like, all right, fine, you just be patient like you had brought up before. So yeah, that's always go ahead.
I will say in tournament setting, those politics actually don't happen that often.
Okay.
It's more or less so, like, if I'm doing this, like, tell me what you Vamp Tutored for.
Well, this will be before you Vampiric Tutor, because if Rogsai pushes turn 2, you don't push out your Vampiric Tutor yet if Rogsai seat 2, because you would get.
I Vamp Tutor when a wheel's on the stack.
Oh, you're assuming the wheel goes on the stack.
Yeah, this is with the mentality that a wheel's going on the stack because they've been able to get at least 6 at this point.
Got you. Okay, I'm moving with the. Yeah, go ahead.
If they're just pushing turn 2, I 100% just hold on to the Vamp Tutor. I tell the people that I don't have interaction based on draws.
Yeah.
And if a conversation becomes don't push, I just don't push.
Yeah.
I tell them that my game plan is to cast a Vampiric Tutor before my turn to play Mana Rock and pass the turn.
I mean, honestly, at that point, if the vampire, you have at the best, you have an underground river on board. There's really no politics because you look like with interaction. I don't have any reaction. It's like okay, and you have to keep it pushing more. Unless they press you to tell you the cards, and I already told you how I feel about that. I'm not giving you perfect information in case you got a crazy play. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you exactly what my hand is, but I digress there. I definitely hear what you're saying. I see the keep here. So let's see the one card that we draw from the top deck being City of Brass. Not good, not bad.
Perfect.
It's okay.
Yep.
It's fine.
I'd rather see a land than a clone, so this is perfect.
Okay.
Like Arden would be at the bottom of the library.
Yep.
I wish to have a shuffle, which I do with Vampiric Tutor, so we're off to the races necessarily. It doesn't look like it's like the gassiest hand, but it has that potential of sitting in a mid-range game, just winning out of nowhere.
Yeah.
After someone else attempt, which is exactly what the deck's trying to do. It's not winning on turn one.
100%.
So
I dig that. Okay. Well,
and plus we also have an essence flux to flicker the Gyruda after. Like it's
true. If you if you patient it out. Well, no. If you use LED as a ritual, then it'll go to the graveyard. But still, if you have a different way.
If we got a patient, there's different routes. Like we grab probably a Mana Vault or a Grim Monolith or something along the lines, especially after seeing a City of Brass. I think I would grab a Mana Vault instead. Because it doesn't hurt as bad if that gets countered over an LED, because of the fact that I'll still have Essence Flux in play, and now I've got 3 lands, 2 cards engraved, slowly feeding that threshold for Cabal Ritual, so no matter what, at some point I will be casting the Gyruda.
True. I dig it. And just kind of patient it out. I dig it. Okay, cool. I dig that. All right. Well, with that being said, dude, thank you so much, Azzy, for this amazing deck tech. I loved everything we talked about, and I'm really glad that I got to see this Gyruda list in action do what it does. And if anyone in the community is looking forward to it, make sure to check out the gameplay from our TC gameplay night hosted by Trigger tomorrow night on Sunday evening. Gyruda will be one of the decks featured on that when we start that up at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, I had to play the deck. Oh, man, no.
You said what?
I'm joking. So you didn't tell me I had to play the deck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got to play it sometime. I guess we got to take it off the shelf sometime. But
yeah, I'll let it out.
I just wanted to say the biggest thank you to you. Thank you for being an amazing father. I see like everyone in the audience who will see it on YouTube will see this amazing fathering happen on you all to get to see that for our Discord audience. But with that being said, any other closing remarks, last remarks of the deck, or anyone who's interested for this deck but is a little bit hesitant for pulling the trigger?
So what I'm going to do is, if you like the strategy of being able to just win out of nowhere, Gyruda is, at the end of the day, a 1-card win con that does just come out of nowhere. It's a fun time to play. You get to go, we get into the flip, guys. Like, over spell table, it's a little, you gotta have some infinite tokens on the side ready to go.
Yeah.
But, like, I gotta bring it up. If you want to be a cute little person and, like, fight people, you'd be like, I'm just a little guy, I got some tentacles. It's definitely a lot of fun. There are a lot of different builds out there for the deck, and I do not recommend just looking at mine going, this is how Gyruda should be played. There are different routes that the deck can go, and people have different play styles. Like, I know Notorious is a fantastic Arkham pilot. He's top 16 so many tournaments in the past couple days. So definitely look around. There's different archetypes for the deck as well. There's, like I was saying earlier, there's value mid-range flips. You don't always want to sit down at the table and be like, all right, which version are you? Are you trying to win the game, or are you trying to win the game slowly? Like, there's so many times where, like, even Ian brought up the joke in his review of Big CD, where I told him, yeah, I resolved Gyruda and I won the game. That's word for word what I said to that man is, I resolved Gyruda and I won the game. And because of that, everyone now knows this deck as don't let it resolve. That's a play pattern you don't necessarily want to play through all the time. Like, yeah. I'm a heavy set guy. I joke around all the time because of it. I'm everyone's friendly fat friend. So as soon as I get people laughing, oh, you're mine. I'm pulling you in, all right?
I've already been got, guys. He already doing 40 chests to my game tomorrow. He got me already, guys. Fuck.
Little do you know, I've got Exodia. I've got LED and copy artifacts. We're just waiting to go.
Yeah.
So ask me as many questions as you want. If you want to test out the deck, I'm more than willing to answer. I might not answer right away, as you guys have seen. I got 3 kids, man. I don't answer them all the time. I don't answer my wife half the time if she stares at me. Oh, don't shake your head at me. I love you.
With
But,
all his
yeah, I
little
know
heart, he loves you sure.
Guys, it's just a little guy. I only get to play for like an hour tonight, please. But you guys don't play the deck if you don't think you're gonna have fun with it.
Yeah.
Play what you're having fun with. I played the Azorius Nico out of what's it called? The last Dustmorn. I jammed that deck to the ground.
Yeah.
Trying to make it cEDH.
I tried this
and
one
it
too.
worked. It worked. I got to White Plume Adventure loop so many times. Retraction Helix and Floodcaller was broken in the deck.
Yeah.
But dude, I was going to turn 20, 21.
Damn.
I was playing in 9. Like, people make jokes about Tim's 8-hour game. Brother, I was playing in 10-hour games before he was born, alright? Like,
yeah.
Even though I loved the deck and I had so much fun with it, I wasn't enjoying the experience of playing the deck. And the experience of playing the game is what makes the game fun. I'm a huge fan of giant stack interactions. I'm a huge fan of mid-range hell. I want to slog it out.
Yeah.
But right now, the meta's calling for Adnaz and Necro and people jamming turn 1 and turn 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Gyruda's that slot for me.
Yeah.
It's filling that void and still letting me win games, and it's getting me closer and closer to the invitational. And I've only played 2 tournaments, and I'm sitting there talking with my buddies, and you guys might see a Gyruda at the next invitational for no reason.
Yeah,
the way it's going right now.
100%.
So I'm gonna just keep jamming the deck into this meta. I'm gonna make people have it. If they don't have it, I'm just a little guy, and I'm coming for you points on top deck.
100%.
All right. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
And if you're thinking it's up your alley, I'm not gonna be one of those guys. I want to make a critical EDH joke. We're all coaches now, baby. All right. I'm gonna pay me $5 and a crisp high five, maybe like a hoagie, and I'm your guy.
Say a crisp high five.
Like, as long as there's a snap to it, I'm yours for an hour and a half. All right. We'll go into I'll make a fake pod for you, and we'll go over exactly how to win the game.
Yeah.
But if you're not having fun while winning the game, what's the point?
100%.
Like, I want everyone to sit down and have a good time. That's why I make the fat jolly guy jokes. I want us all to smile.
Yeah.
I've had games where someone got upset because the way that politics occurred, someone said that it was a bad move. The guy got upset. Talk to him, be like, hey, before we continue this, like, are you okay? Like, I want to make sure everyone's happy. I understand we're on a clock, but I no longer give Rat's uncle about the clock. Try not to swear here.
Yeah, no, I hear you,
like,
buddy. Yeah.
Don't play something if you're not having fun. And if you're not having fun, you're not playing the game. And if you're not playing the game, I'm not playing the game.
Yeah, 100%.
Just be true to yourself. Don't force yourself to play the deck because you're being told that it's working in the meta right now.
Yeah.
And even that, it's still not working in the meta right now. I didn't top 16 frenzy. I'll admit that. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I went there. I had fun. I went on a Moto 3 on turn 3. Like,
yeah.
Nothing feels more of a thrill than that.
Yeah.
And just be true to yourself, right?
100%.
Like,
I love
enjoy your time. Thunder's community is a great place for that. I highly recommend going to see his members. You get to talk to people like Detro, Fusion. I'm just gonna name names off the top of my list. Hold
Trigger.
on, he's on the chat right now.
Yeah.
Cute, right? Trigger, yep. Trigger's in the chat right now. He's been watching for the majority of the time.
Yeah. 100%.
Which I thank you. I appreciate that very much. But there's a lot of good people in this community, and as long as you look for the right place, people are willing to help.
Yeah.
Like, I had when I want to say it was a couple months after I joined your community, like I was in a chat talking about Titus, Yuna's Guardian for days on time trying to make the deck work, and like we butted heads on it, but you know what? At one point or another, we both came to terms that one way was better than the other, and we made it work.
Yes. Yes.
Like there's no one's gonna say that your build of a deck's wrong. If you're playing to play and you're jamming to jam, come hang out.
100%.
Say hello. I'm always here. T's always here. And you might even play one of my daughters at some point.
Yeah,
right?
come on. I dig it, brother. Well, I just wanted to say a big thank you again. Big thank you to Azzy so much, brother. I really appreciate you. And what I just wanted to say lastly to everyone else, thank you so much for being an amazing audience, but none of this would be possible without the amazing patrons for this, the Thunder Legion Patreon. And I want to give a humongous shout out to our patrons, being our Izza tier patrons, being Ziggy and the Praetor, and our Mono Red tier patrons, being Bissy Baxon, B-Rad, Blazitkin, and MTG Reaper. These guys rock, and they keep the lights on the way that you could not imagine. You all keep being great, and I will see you all soon in the next Deck Tech. Be easy. Peace.